It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there guys, we are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
My name's Frankie.
I'm James, and you're watching the Chronicles of with Tom and Jamie, and we are She Must Burn.
Hi guys. Look, here's the double wave. There's the double wave there, boys. Enjoy that one. Welcome to the 62nd edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. 62 editions. I know, we've been here for a while and we've been annoying the shit out of you while I know it. But Jamie, I believe these right here, these are the Chronicles of She Must Burn?
Yeah, they are.
Right. I'll keep driving. Hit it.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there guys, we are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Hi guys. Look, here's the double wave. There's the double wave there, boys. Enjoy that one. Welcome to the 62nd edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. 62 editions. I know, we've been here for a while and we've been annoying the shit out of you while I know it. Right. I'll keep driving. Hit it.
My name's Frankie.
I'm James, and you're watching the Chronicles of with Tom and Jamie, and we are She Must Burn.
Hey, honey bunny, it's Rivka Reyes.
This is Ron Wasserman, the nut that wrote Go-Go Power Rangers.
I'm Noel McNeil, and once upon a time, I was a bear in a big blue house.
It's Rav himself, Paul Rugg, the voice of Freakazoid, and you're listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 62nd edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. It's only a Halloween edition because are the Chronicles of She Must Burn. It is I, the bearded brummy Jamie, and joining me, as always, is this handsome devil over here.
It's the Scotsman Tom. Welcome to the 6th edition of the Chronicles of Podcast. Jamie, that was phenomenal. What was the these? What was the tune?
Halloween.
I'm not a horror film fan. I have no idea.
Halloween.
So, is that the theme? Is it? I have no. Everyone now that's a massive Halloween fan's like, what a prick! How the hell did you not know that?
I think it's gathered now after 62 editions that you know feck all about movies. It's fine.
Yeah, especially horror ones. They're not really my bag. You know, it gets to October. I'm like, cool, it's October. And everyone's like, Halloween.
Spooky season.
Yeah,
I feel a little bit sick every time I say it.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. So you should. We're not Americans here. We don't deal with, I love how much Americans go all out for it, though. The amount of people that I've seen, because obviously we're recording this a day after Halloween, where the amount of people that have gone, I had all these fucking sweets, I decorated my entire house, not a single fucking person came to my door.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen so many people say stuff like, I've got all these bloody sweets, anybody want them?
I don't know what it is this year. Like, we took Olivia out and there's barely anyone around. Just no one seems to care.
COVID, or maybe that people cost of living crisis, maybe, or I don't know. Maybe there's so much negativity in the world. People are just like, no, you don't go to see strangers anymore. Stranger danger, remember? It's kind of an odd concept, don't you think? Now, this day and age, go and knock on people. Americans don't give a shit. They'll do whatever the fuck they want. But like, they're too far gone now. We can't save them. No offense. But like, I feel that in Britain, it's more like no one really. I don't know. It's not really a done thing now. I think people have parties now, don't they, with like their family and stuff, and just dress up that way or go out.
I just have so many fun memories of trick or treating when I was a kid. Like, it seems weird that it's sort of died off.
I have zero. I remember the last time I remember being a trick or treater was when I was dressed as a New York Giants football player for some weird ass reason back in like '92 in Germany. I think it was the last time I did it, and that was it. That's all I remember.
Your inner Steelers fan is crying right now, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. My dad had a really old Giants jersey, and he was just like, "Well, I've got this. You could be a football player." I was like, "All right,
I'll do."
So yeah.
So either that or a bin bag, and you're a witch. Which one?
We don't fucking talk about the Steelers right now. Like, we don't talk about it. It's gonna be our first losing season under Tomlin, and Tomlin's been around since 2005 or 6.
Oh, okay, it's not a good year. Not a good year.
We're 2-6, Jamie, so we just don't talk about it, really.
Okay, fair enough then.
But we beat Tom Brady, so that's fine. That's fine. We beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. He gave up his whole marriage and his kids to play football, and he's lost 3 games on the bounce. Hi, Tom! Oh, yeah.
Should laugh at that, but yeah.
Well, no, but the thing is, like, he's just a bit of a prick, isn't he, really? Because you gave up your whole marriage and your family just to play another season of football. Like, you've played for long enough. I think you've played 20 odd years now.
Phone. I thought you were making a joke. He actually did that.
He actually did it, yeah.
What a dickhead.
And throughout, we played the Buccaneers 3 weeks ago now. And throughout, when we were beating him at half time, he was like, I didn't leave my family and my wife to lose to Kenny fucking Pickett. And he lost to Kenny fucking Pickett.
And the fact he acknowledges that and says it in interviews makes him even more of a dickhead.
He was on the sidelines. He was shouting at his team when they were losing. That's what he said. So, you know what I mean? I'm just like, people are like, oh, you shouldn't take the piss. He's losing his family. It's like, he chose to leave. It's not like something happened or she did him dirty. He chose to leave. So we can take the piss out of him as much as we like. Thank you very much. At least I think so anyway.
What a dick.
Anyway, let me just bring that back round full circle. You mentioned about Halloween costumes and how we had a bin bag to make you a witch. Jamie, did you ever have the weird plastic fingers with the red sharp nails on for Halloween?
I did. Yes,
I
did.
The really weird plastic vampire teeth that pushed into your gums and made them bleed everywhere because they were just so horrifically awful.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah. Them fingers just did not stay on your fingers. They were awful.
They were awful, but they had really weird, like, triangle sharp nails at the end. You scratch the shit out of people. Like, that was it. And then you had a bin bag for a cape, and it was just like, welcome, come to my house.
Give me all of the sweeties. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. And those teeth, they were a nightmare. You couldn't talk to them. You just dribbled down your own face trying to talk to them.
And then when you, like, go to push them together, they just, like, dig into your gums.
Yeah.
Like, ow! That's probably why I've got massively receding gums now.
I've just constantly wearing vampire teeth as a child.
Yeah, that's all I ever did, yeah.
Oh, look at him. Young Stevens, he's got them bloody teeth in again.
I want to suck your blood.
I was talking about Halloween traditions with someone the other day, and I got reminded about apple bobbing. Did you ever do that when you were a kid?
Oh, God, yeah. Parents talk about that with their mum, actually, weirdly.
I could never do it. Like, I sucked at apple bobbing. I just could never get a grip.
Why is that a thing?
I have no idea.
I know it's a lot harder to do because obviously they're apples, they're big. You've got to really get your teeth in them, But it's just a bit of an odd concept that you've got to dunk your face in water to retrieve fruit. I just don't.
You break it down like that. It's very, very weird.
So this is how the game works, right, lads? Right. I know we're all fucking Yorkshiremen here. Come on then, right? Champion. Right, what you need to do is you stick your fucking head in water or whatever the shit this is, and you fucking retrieve apple. What do we win? Apple.
The apple.
You what, Dave? That's it. Just win fucking apple. What if I drown? You won't drown, Dave. You've got to remember to come up for air, yeah? Well, that's the thing. If you can hold your breath, you're onto a fucking winner, aren't you?
Is it? I always struggled as well because I felt the pressure of all these people watching me. I was like, "Oh my god, I can't pick up something with my teeth." It wasn't a good time.
Weird concept. It's like coconut shies.
Yes.
Like, why? Throw this ball like a coconut. What'd you win? Coconut. Oh. But,
and if you don't want the coconut, you win the knowledge that you knocked over the coconut. Well done.
Yeah. I thought it were 2 tickets to Magaluf. What do you mean I win fucking coconut? Sorry, Shagaloof. It's called fucking Yeah, I need me some of that Shagaloof. Yeah. I'm a 20-year-old that likes playing rugby and wants to just fuck everything.
Forgot about that.
Fuck your coconut shies. I'm off to fucking Shagaloof, mate. I was there for 2. I go regular. I'm there every fucking year. I know bartenders. I walk into a club. Sanjay's there, like, oh, he's back. Here's fucking top shagger at Shagaloof. Fucking hell. Sorry. I think I'm a bit on one this morning. Oh my days, what is even going on?
Shagger at Shagaloof. Oh, fuck me, you broke me with that one.
Well, somebody on the NFL UK post has written about Daniel Jones, who's the quarterback for the New York Giants right now. God. And it said, Daniel Jones is top blank quarterback or whatever. And everyone was like 31, 32 at the teams. And I just put Shagger, top Shagger quarterback in the NFL. So I think I'm fucking hilarious, Jamie. All right? I'm not, obviously, but I just thought that was really funny.
Somebody at the door. There's somebody.
Oh, yeah.
We've got no more fucking tricks. It was yesterday.
Yeah. Trick or treat. Just punch him in the face. You're a fucking day late, you little prick. A massive hand off jackass, just like swinging us.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sorry, I have no idea where I'm going with this.
I don't know. I love it though.
But still, yeah. So I treated Keris. We'll hear about this in the catch-up part, but I treated Keris on Friday to a Domino's pizza. We've not had takeaway in like 4, 5, maybe 6 months.
Okay.
What I can remember. No, actually, it's longer than that because it was when we were at Macintosh. But we were at Domino's, and then there was a thing that said it's like win Domino's pizza for a year. So I was a bit like, okay. You would get fucking fat as fuck. Like, who wants to win pizza for a full year? And then Keris like, oh no, but how it works out is that you claim it whenever you want. I was like, okay. So I could claim the fuck out of it then. Like, I'll just keep claiming. Like, it's like, win £1,000 for a year. I'll claim it every day then, please. I'll claim it twice every day. I was keep claiming. I was like, yeah, I'll have a grand, yeah, I'll have a grand, yeah, I'll have a grand. Who just sits there and goes, oh, I'll take 10 grand. I'll leave it now. Win a grand for a year. Every day, whatever the fuck the lottery started doing. I imagine money-wise, there's got to be some weird T's and C's. It's like so many days on it. But how does that work with free pizza for a year? Like, I don't know.
You can only have it once a week.
They'd be like, well, that's not every day then, is it?
I know.
Or win pizza for a full year. Well, I want it every fucking day. Like, obviously, there will be something in the contract that will stop you, and but it's got to be a loophole.
Unless it's you can win 365 pizzas.
I wouldn't want it. I mean, I get so bored of it after about 256. I mean, pizza is amazing. My ass. I couldn't eat it every day.
So you've ran out of your 300 so many pizzas. You can't give you any more free ones. It's a fucking leap year. I'll have another one.
I'd like to claim on me March 31st. No, that's not a date. Sorry, hang on. I'd like to claim on me April 16th pizza, please. Tom, it's July. I don't give a shit. I'm claiming me fucking April one now. Okay, I'll claim 17th tomorrow. Actually, could I have my 16th, 17th, 18th of April right now, please? I'll take pepperoni. I'll take half of the stuffed crust Texas barbecue.
Jesus Christ, you're not helping my cough with this episode. Jesus Christ.
Maybe I'll get rid of it. I'm cured.
It's just March 31st. That's not the date.
It's not a real date, though, is it? My brain just went, bollocks, I fucked the joke up straight away. Better keep going.
Oh, God. As if that was me, I would have just left it and hoped no one noticed you. It's like, that's not a date.
I think I must have like ADHD or something, or OCD. I must have something. Keris thinks I'm on the spectrum. I was like, am I? But isn't everybody slightly on the spectrum in some way? I think
everyone is in some form of way, yeah. So
she takes the piss that I really like. I like bagging shop in a certain way and putting stuff in the fridge a certain way. She finds it hilarious. And then I'm like, if she puts something on, I'm like, no, you can't. That has to go there. Like, I can't have it. It's really weird. Is that what you do? You're the same.
I'm the same.
I'm not like, but she finds it hilarious because Keris just doesn't give a fuck. She's like, shove it the fuck, just get it in. Who gives a shit? As long as it's in.
It's just wanting things to look good. That's not nothing bad.
Babe,
it's caring.
The watermelon's on top of the quiche, and I'd give a shit because why?
Your quiche
is squash quiche. Yeah. Squash, exactly. But that's what I mean. Like, it's just like she doesn't actually do that. But that's the level she will go to. She is a rogue. She's a rebel. She doesn't give a shit. She's like a pioneer. Should be a dream if she worked at Aldi. Just fuck it through the till. Who gives a shit? Yeah, exactly. Fuck it through the till. Come on then. Let's fuck it through the till. What are you doing there? I'm fucking it through the till is what they're doing. For those that don't watch the YouTube, I was thrusting my crotch towards said till.
He was. It was quite a beautiful sight to see, to be honest with you.
Oh, stop it. Anyway, before we do move on to the catch-up, I've got something, just a little segment I thought was fucking hilarious. Yesterday, I was on the way home on the bus, and I just happened to catch the guy in front of me. So do you ever do this? Every now and again, I try not to, but I can't help myself. If someone's sat in front of you on the bus, and they start looking at their phone, do you look at it as well?
Oh, yeah, you have to. Just pure intrigue takes over, you have to.
This guy was texting. Do you know what the name was?
Go on.
In massive capital letters, sexy, then Alessandra. And I was like, so he's got sexy Alessandra. Is that so he knows which one's which? Sexy Alessandra and then Alessandra. So there's obviously two of them. He's written sexy just so he knows which one's which.
Sexy Alexandra and fugly Alexandra. It's which one am I texting today?
It just made me laugh. Really made me laugh.
I do. This is really bad. I've done it before at work. Like you say, you can't help but look over and I'm pushing someone in a wheelchair. You look over and they're all fucking video chat and you saw my head go, ooh.
I'm Porter that's pushing your son.
How you doing?
It'd be even funny if it's like licked his ear or your penis just appeared on the shoulder. It's like, oh, that's so much better. Just need to rest him. Just like a little shelf on my knob here. Thank you. Love, what's that posting behind you? What do you mean? I'm just pushing you, like I said. Are you resting cock on shoulder? No. What do you mean?
Why is "are you resting cock on shoulder" one of the best things I've ever heard in my life?
I don't know. I tried to make a joke out of it and I couldn't, so I said it's Anyway, Jamie, how are you feeling today?
Oh, bear with me. Let me just get myself. I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Yeah, I'm trying to catch myself up now. No, I'm very good. I'm absolutely knackered because I'm on nights and I did a stupid shift on Sunday which destroyed me. But other than that, yeah, I'm all right.
You're a foolish boy.
Yeah, but money for Christmas, Christmas.
Not worth it to kill yourself, my friends.
Not worth it. It's a quiet shift anyway, it's fine. But I was feeling absolutely fine. And then the end of the day, I was on the train home. I was like, why did I do this?
Yeah, doing your classic Jamie thing. Oh my God, Jamie, this is absolutely fantastic. Oh, okay, it's asleep.
But I didn't doze off, and I didn't miss my stop. I was very happy.
Good work.
Because I thought it was good.
When you stay with me, it's like, watch South Park. Yeah, it'd be great. I was asleep. Okay, never mind. I
saw the intro. That's all that counts.
Yeah. Going down south.
I don't really do that much anymore. But, yeah.
That's good. It's probably because you got yourself sorted and you lost fucking shitloads of weight.
Probably is to
absolute legend.
But no, other than that, I'm good. Just tired because I hate night shift adjustments. It always takes me. By the time I've finished my night shifts, is when I generally get adjusted. It's normally the way.
Yeah, of course, it's always the way.
It's always the way.
Your body's going, fucking hell, it's dark. Jesus fucking Christ. And then you eventually you're like, oh, I like these night shifts. Oh, you're on days now. What?
Yeah, pretty much.
What do you mean?
So, like, after I finish these shifts, my next lot of shifts end when I'm starting these ones. So it's like, body clocks don't like it.
Oh, yeah, I bet you're fucking ruining yourself there, my friend.
Yeah. Well, it's what
I'll die. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. But anyway, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm into my last week, so I'm fucking buzzing. And I start my new job next week, so I'm so ready to leave. Like it's got to that point when I'm just like, yep, I had a woman today. Oh my God, Jamie. Oh my, I'll fill you in. No, actually, fuck it, I'll fill you in now. I had this woman, right, who'd had a prescription from Italy, and she was like, oh, the distance is blurry, the reading's blurry. My intermediate is blurry, which is like computer work at arm's length. And I was like, okay. Then I was like, okay, so what I need to do is I need to rebook you in. She goes, no, distance is fine. I just can't see about 2 meters ahead of me. Like, right. So you can't see a fucking thing, basically.
So that's not fine. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she got sorted, came back down and was like, I really want transparent lenses. Wait, sorry. You want transparent lenses? They are transparent. No, they're not. Right. I don't understand
what
I don't yeah, exactly. And then she went, I thought these lenses were thinned. One of them's coming out the frame, one's not. It's like, it's because the frame's thinner than the other one. No, it's not. Look, I've measured it. Like, run your finger over it. And I was like, oh God. I was like, right, okay. She goes, I want transparent lenses, but I'm leaving. So I went, yeah, of course you can have them. They're not going to be transparent because of the filter and the UV filter on the high index lenses. It should still get that yellow tinge. So fuck her. So yeah, I was with her for an hour and a half of listening to just absolute shit, and she kept talking over me as well. I'm like, I'm done with this bullshit.
So, the person that works here, you're the person that knows all the products, but you don't know shit, sir. She knows everything.
Apparently so. She's doing it with the Optom as well. So fuck her. So the Optom like shoved stuff in her face. She's like, ooh. And after she's like, oh, very professional. This very professional. All right, then. Yeah, so we had a lot of that today. We had a lot of just like, fuck me, this is a drag. Day's gonna drag. But anyway, there we are. So I get to leave. I'm really looking forward to my new job next week. I'm really excited. To be working from home and not have to travel anymore, Jamie. Oh,
you lucky
bliss. Absolute bliss. It's gonna be wonderful. So save quite a bit of money on travel, which is decent. But other than that, man, I'm fine. I'm knackered. I slept awful last night because we're in a 3rd-story flat. The wind was so like, whoo! I thought our balcony had gone. I thought the top of the fucking roof had gone. It was so fucking loud. And it's strong. It was so strong. But yeah, there we are. Anyway, no one cares about wind or Specsavers. So yeah, how's your week been, my friend? What's been going on?
My week's been all right, other than mostly Rihanna. And I said I did that killer shift on Sunday, but it's all good. It's all good. We did an interview last week, which was very good. Did. You shall all enjoy that soon. I went to the movies, to the cinema, to the Cinemaplex. Oh, no, you know what I mean, cinema. And I went to go see Black Adam. And I tell you what, it's fucking great.
How black was Adam?
He was very black. Very, very Black Adam, yes. I love the fact that they literally only say Black Adam right at the end of the movie. I was like, I need a new name. What shall it be? Boom, Black Adam credits. I was like, oh, that's clever. But no, really good film. It's one of those that you don't need to think a lot. It's just a fun action movie. It's great. Just really,
it, so
yeah. It was funny. It was, just really enjoyed it. I'll quite happily watch that again. Really good fun. And an after credit scene that makes you very hopeful for the future. But I won't say what it is in case people haven't seen it. Went to the kids in Shelters, went and took them to play mini golf, which was good fun. First round, Becky won by 2 points. Second round, I won, which was great fun. Really enjoyed. Love a bit of mini golf. Christmas shopping has begun. I've actually done a big chunk of Christmas shopping already. We took Olivia trick-or-treating, as we said, and the neighbour, which I thought was brilliant, didn't have a pumpkin outside the house. They carved a pineapple. I was like, that's absolutely genius.
Amazing.
I was like,
Did she enjoy it? How many times has she been trick-or-treating now? Did she enjoy it?
Oh, she was a fucking nightmare. Don't know what it is. This child's going through this phase where she's terrified of everything. It was like, let's come knock on the door. No, I'm scared. Say trick-or-treat. No, I'm scared. Say thank you. Thank you. I was like, oh my God. I don't know what it is. She's just like receded into a shell. I'm like, come on, kid. I'll get her there, bless her. I think all kids go through that phase, though, so it's fair.
I wouldn't know, so I can't.
I was going to say
anything.
I thought you were going to say because I am the most outgoing person on the planet. But other than that, not a lot. Just mostly working. And what have I watched? I'm on episode 3 of 24 series 2. Can't fucking believe they blew up the building. Didn't see that coming. Fucking great show. I'm loving it. I was like, oh, let's keep going with this. Come on. Yeah, well, it's like, no way is that bomb actually going to go off. They're going to save the day. Come on, Jack, you're going to save the day. The bomb's not going to go off. CTU will be fine. It blew up. Couldn't believe it. And then found out the man's got George has got like a day to live. And I was like, what the hell's going on in this episode? It's episode 3. What is going on?
Yeah, it's crazy. Isn't it?
Fucking great show.
It's unbelievable. You're in a great series as well.
Oh, yeah. Loving it. And obviously, Halloween is now coming to an end. I've watched 3 more spooky movies to get it out of the way. I watched Halloween 2 again. Great film. Love that film. Me and Becky watched Ginger Snaps, which is like a werewolf movie. I hadn't seen it in years. I was like, let's give this a watch. She wasn't that impressed. And I watched...
heard of it.
Yeah, there's like 4 of them, I think. I've only ever seen the first one. It was years ago. Basically, a girl gets attacked by a werewolf, and all of a sudden she thinks she's like the god's gift to men, and it's good. Yeah,
are you sure that's a horror movie and not?
It is. It's definitely a horror movie. There's definitely no sex.
Okay,
in it. But I was trying to work out where I knew the girl that played Ginger from, and I realised she's in Scary Movie. I was like, that's where I know you from. And last one I watched was Halloween 5: Curse of Michael Myers, which is pretty terrible, to be honest with you. I never understood the storyline in that one. Yeah. But it's Paul Rudd's first ever movie. Didn't realise that. There you go.
Oh, okay. They like to bleed the franchises, don't they? They like to really fucking bleed them as much as they can. Horror films, I find that there's only so much you can do, surely, now, and it's like, okay, well, it's done.
Yeah, that's why I only really watch the older ones. The new ones don't really interest me. Although I've seen something called Terrifier about Art the Clown. They are supposed to be really good. I'm going to check those out, I think. Because I like the slasher horrors. I don't like it's a ghost. No, they don't do it for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Big man with knife. I'm happy. Other than that, that's it. What about you, my friend? What have you been up to?
Oh, it's been a big one. It's been a decent one. It's been a great one, actually. So obviously we, like you said, did an interview, which will be out next Friday. So we hope you all enjoy that bad boy. Excuse me. What have I done? Been watching Dharma. I'm on episode 7 of Dharma now. It's so heavy, so we're just like taking our time with it.
It is very heavy, yeah.
We've been absolutely smashing through Gogglebox. My God, Jamie, I have never seen Keris laugh so much in her entire life at some of the things that have been said by Sophie and Pete, the brother and sister. They are like all elite. They are hilarious as fuck. The amount of lesbian terms they made during one clip of The Undoing, and we were just dead. Like, we were laughing for fuck. Keris couldn't stop. Like, she was crying and laughing so much. It was hilarious. I love moments like that.
I feel like I need to watch it again just to see what the fuck you love about it so much, because I just never understood it.
Some of the stuff that they just come out with, and you're like, that is just hilarious. I love it. When someone said that James Bond was played by Craig David, and she was adamant it was Craig David, not Daniel Craig. Was one of the
okay, that's funny.
Yeah, oh my God, absolutely amazing. So we're doing that Friday. So I've been doing a lot of Rihanna in, but we had the weekend free. Fucking hell, I've forgotten everything I've done. Saturday, I ordered Domino's for Kerris. We ordered Domino's Friday night, and I watched half the Gloucester Exeter game and just chilled out. That was lovely. It was so nice. And then Saturday, because obviously it was payday weekend, so we got all our bits and pieces. We were really productive. I feel like we did something Saturday night, but I can't remember for the life of me what it is.
I saw that you brought a Christmas tree, and I was just like...
We went and bought Kerris really wanted a Christmas tree because she wanted it because it would just, otherwise they'd all be sold out. So we're just like, well, we don't have one. It's only 3 foot. So it's just going to sit in the corner because we can't really have much in here because there's so much shit around anyway. So she wanted a Christmas tree, so we did that. We're just really productive Saturday. Just like got all the food shopping in, like just normal adulting bullshit.
Being a fully functioning adult, isn't it fun?
Yeah. So, I know what we did Saturday. She went out for food with her mates, and we did a little segment with the Chronicles of Podcast team. Is what we did on Saturday night. That's what we did.
Yes, that's Saturday night.
Yes, I knew something happened Saturday. I was like, I swear, yeah. Sunday, however, was what a day. So Sunday, I went to watch my boys Edinburgh Rugby take on Cardiff Rugby at Cardiff Arms Park. So me and Kerry sort of make a bit of a day of it. So we left about lunchtime, went for a few drinks in a new bar called Proud Mary's, where everyone wears tartan, like kilts and skirts and whatnot. It's awesome as fuck. So we had a few drinks in there. We went down to the Arms Park, and I was one of 4 Edinburgh fans in the entirety of Cardiff Arms Park. It was fucking amazing. There was nothing more funny than pissing Cardiff fans off. Because it's rugby, obviously, there's no it's not like football, you get the living shit kicked out of you. But it was like, there was just moments where they'd be like, because we won, we beat them, which was also fucking fantastic, but the referee was terrible. And you could tell by the fact that the Cardiff fans kept, some of them were like, you need to go to Specsavers, you prick. Then one guy just went, oi, ref, you, me, car park now. He was hilarious, that guy. He was so funny. Like, everyone was just lush. So like every now and again I'd be like, come on, Edinburgh, and they'd be like, no, Cardiff, like, it was just so funny. But at the end, the three Edinburgh fans came and joined me, bless them, the 3 old ladies from Edinburgh.
Oh, and
awesome. It was lush. And the security guard came around and went, "Right, all you 4 can fuck off now. You've had our points off of us, now get out." And he's like, I'm only joking. He goes, actually, do you want to go on the pitch? And all the Edinburgh team were still there. And I was like, yeah. He's
nice.
Like, go on then. So I literally, because of doing this, like, I just didn't, I cared, but like, I didn't, like, I wasn't like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I went straight, Jamie Hodgson, like, he went, thanks for coming down, mate. Like, we smashed hands and he like hugged me. He was sweaty as fuck. He's just been called up for Scotland on Saturday. So I was like, this is mint. Talking to Nick Haining, he plays for Scotland as well. Met Bill Matter, who plays for Fiji, who were playing on Saturday. And then I bumped into one of my favourite players of all time, Emiliano Buffelli, who's Argentinian, and he's playing England on Sunday. And I was like, oh, Buff, great game. Like, blah, like, can I have a photo? He's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, smashing English on Sunday. And he goes, yes, thank you, yes. And I was like, yeah, go on, Buff. And I met Luke Crosby, who awesome. I fucking love. He's been at Edinburgh for as long as I can remember. Wes Houston, South African winger. But what's not frustrating, but what's amazing is, now I know that's a thing, half the Scottish team play for Edinburgh. So, like, I get to meet literally all my favourite players play for Edinburgh, so I can't wait to go to another game where they're all there, so I can go, oh, Dewey, Darcy, oh my God. It was just literally, Keris was like, you were literally like a kid at Christmas. Just like, because you were running around going, babe, oh my God, can I have a photo? So I was like, yeah, it was just mint. It was so good. Yeah, that was literally like the best day of my life. And I got to come home and I watched NFL all night. And I was like, this is like the greatest day.
Awesome.
I do not deserve that girl. She's just so fucking wonderful.
You should have ran on the pitch of business cards like, come on my show.
So I was tempted, and then I was like, oh, they've just been absolutely getting the living fuck kicked out of them for 80 minutes. I don't think they want me getting in their face being like, come on the podcast.
Yes, good point, to be fair, yeah.
But it is on my mind. It is something I want to do. So I will, again, when I start to do that, if I get to go more often, I will do that.
It's one thing I realised I'd really not longer. We've not really had anyone in the world of sports on here. I know we had Doug from wrestling, but I mean, like, general sports, not sports entertainment, we've never had.
No, so it's I'm on a mission, don't you worry. It'd be so great to have someone. So yeah, man, and then obviously Rihanna yesterday, getting to the final week of Specsavers now. And here we are. One thing I will say, and I'm very excited for, this Friday, I'm going to see Kiefer Sutherland in concert. I'm going to have Jack Bauer in front of me. And the teenager inside of me, like, who grew up with 24 with his fountain hoop, is like, I'm going to cry, I think.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm taking business cards. I am going to find him after the show.
Just throw him at him on the stage.
Yeah. Well, it's a country gig, so I don't have to worry about mosh pits. I'm going to elbow some fucking women in the head if I have to. Get out fucking way, Janet. Go on, Janice. Get out the fucking... It's my Kiefer.
Me and Kiefer. He's mine. I love you, Jack. Me, Kiefer.
Yeah, that's literally what's going to happen.
I realised as well, I didn't mention in my catch-up thing, this is a very exciting week for me. I'm very excited for Friday earlier as well, because I get my tattoo on Friday. And also Thursday, job interview day. Ooh.
Oh, yes.
So hopefully Thursday goes well, and then Friday the tattoo gets fixed, and then we're on to a winner. I'm excited.
Good. But now we're all caught up. We have a lot of shit coming up for next week's episode, shall we?
Something else I forgot to mention. Anyway, carry on.
Go for it. No, go on.
I was going to say, I actually went out. I socialised. I went drinking. It was great. Me, Claire, and Griffin met up. We just drank, ate, and it was a jolly old time. Although we've had to put in a complaint to Weatherspoons
because
for some unknown reason, all of us have sore elbows. I don't know if you can see that there.
Yeah,
all of us have sore elbows. Can't work out why. I think because when we lean on the table, I don't know if it was cleaning chemicals or something, it's worn away. All three of us have like skin worn away on our elbows. It's very bizarre. But yeah. So Weatherspoons, sort your fucking shit out and fix an elbow, you bastard.
Yes, compensation.
I know, right? But no, it was absolutely great.
It was a claim.
I know, precisely. Yeah, it was absolutely great. And if anyone ever says, drink raspberry sambuca, it doesn't taste like sambuca, they're lying. It tastes just like sambuca. It was gross.
Oh, man, raspberry would put me off straight away anyway.
Oh, yeah. I thought, even though it was me that brought it, but there we go. And I tried a rum that was coconut and lychee. I need to find me a bottle of that shit.
That sounds awful of that as well.
That was beautiful. Anyway.
There we are. So, well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm glad you enjoyed, my friends. But we're going to have to hear from Braden at Stay Cozy.
Yeah, we are.
All right.
Is this thing on?
Well, howdy doody, everybody.
This is Braden Berry from Say We Can Fly, founder of Stay Cozy Clothing, your one-stop shop for the coziest, most fashionable hoodies, t-shirts, and more.
Gosh, Mickey.
That's right, folks. And we're proud to say that we are now sponsoring
the Chronicles of Podcast. Ouch.
Hosted by Tom and Jamie.
Like, you can get 10% off, man. That's right, Shaggy.
Just use the special code, The Chronicles, at checkout.
Oh, boy.
It will always forever be the greatest advert of all time. All time.
Absolutely.
Jamie?
Yes, sir.
It's time for Callum's Preachings.
Yeah, it is.
Do you want to know something? Callum will be able to tell you in Callum's Treachings.
Is cereal soup?
Ooh.
Yes, so Callum once again returns to treat the world, but as it's the Halloween special, Callum, bless him, has decided to do the Treachings as the Macho Man Randy Savage, Jamie.
He has indeed. We haven't pre-listened to these, but I'm really hoping there's Macho Man voice, although I'm feeling there might not be, but I'm going to get my hopes up anyway.
Fingers crossed. So if you are a fan of Callum's Treachings, please come onto our YouTube channel at the Chronicles of Podcast, click on the 60-second edition and enjoy. But Jamie, let's get started. What is Callum Treaching us this week?
It's not until you work a retail job that you realise that 80% of people are just dumb as rocks.
So true.
As a man who's worked in retail management, I can 152 million% confirm this fact.
Yeah, I mean, why rocks though? Why are they dumb as rocks? Why are they not just dumb?
Just dumb. Dumb as anything. Just
a rock's
fucking
dumb.
idiots.
The Rock's not dumb. No. I wouldn't ever claim that The Rock is dumb, but
I guess they just lie there being all round and pebbly. I don't know. I don't know why that was a rock, but there we go.
It's when people are like, have you got the strawberry yogurt? And you go, oh, it's not in the shop. I'll go have a look for you. And you go and have a look and go, I'm going, and they go, why? Just because we don't? Like, I know you probably really wanted it, but we don't. Oh, let's go somewhere else. Yeah, that's the other one that gets me as well. Your service is terrible. I'm going to Tesco. Oh God, all right.
Okay. I'm sure we're going to really miss your £30 a week, Barbara. Fuck off.
I'll never forget this. When I went to Waitrose, this is years and years ago. It's like 2005. One of my big area managers was we're chatting about, I can't remember what it's about, but basically this woman just walked up to us with a trolley and just went, she complained about something and just threw the trolley at him, and he was like half my size, and he was like a big area manager, like wiped him out of the legs. And I was like, wow, what? I can't remember what it was about. I can't remember for the life of me what it was about. But yeah, just like, cool, all right, see you later. It's never I get respect savers as well when people come in and they're like, I went to the competitor. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't say the name. Vision Express. I'm so sorry. You're like, all right, well, you're not going to get, nothing's going to happen to you. You're not going to get right? Like, I'm sure you'll be okay.
I'm going to scratch your lenses now for that, you bitch.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
We don't care.
We better check the prescription because it's probably going to be wrong.
So I can't really get that in my job. I went to the competitor. Well, Booper. You paid £6 million for an MRI.
You paid £6 million just to get put into a wheelchair and wheeled around for a minute. Fucking hell, man! Like, that's some scary shit if that goes private. Anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, you're not wrong, Cal. Yeah. It just, and it's almost like common sense isn't there. That's what it is more than anything else.
Oh, there's no price on that. Does that mean I can have it for free? No, it fucking doesn't.
Just don't.
No.
Just don't.
You're a twat. God, this is why I got out of retail, because I was starting to really hate the general public. Like, really
I went back in and was like, cool, I've had my year and a half. I'm out.
Never.
Like Dragon's Den.
No.
I'm out.
I'm out. No more. Just no.
But still, we digress, Jamie.
As always.
What else is Callum teaching us this week?
Kicking a man in the balls does like an area effect damage to all men in the area watching.
Okay, that's top tier. That's top tier treats right there. That is top tier because he's so right. If you watch people on TV as well, you go like, "Oh, I can't. Oh, it's really good. That's making my balls feel so weird." Yeah.
Even if it's like a cartoon, you see someone get kicked in the knackers, it fucking hurts. Anyone to watch it. It just.
And then we all pull that same face.
Oh! You start holding your own crotch.
I felt that. I felt that in my own testicles right there. Especially in the left. Fucking hell.
We're going to be singing soprano for a week.
But I'm not joking. I've never known pain like it.
Oh, it's the worst pain in the world.
I mean, we don't know what pregnancy's like, so we can't say it's the worst in the world.
Don't care.
But
nothing compares.
For the sake of the show, I would just say, you know, we don't want haters. We don't want haters. But it's just so unpleasant. I'll never forget as a 12-year-old kid being sat against the wall, with my legs wide open, just sat there chilling. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I mean, feet up against the wall like that, like foot flush, but like legs akimbo. And my brother was right behind me, absolutely twatted this football at the wall. It ricocheted back straight into my cut. Oh, Jamie, I've never felt so sick in my life. There you go. See, it just worked. That's living proof, Cal. There you go.
I didn't even click on that. That was a complete natural reaction.
Oh, my God. I was on the floor. I think I cried for about 10 minutes. Not because I was upset, because I was like, oh, I'm going to be sick. Like, this is horrific.
That's the worst when it's a proper shot and you can feel it in your stomach. You're like, oh.
The thing is, though, women could win world wars. All they'd have to do is run up and just go, whoa, bang! And everyone around would go, oh! Like, everyone would be like, and then he's like,
you've only got to hit one of them because the rest of them are going to go down.
Exactly. And in that area, everyone's like, oh. Plus, no one wants fucking pissed off women coming towards you. Fuck that shit.
Fuck
I'm
that
out. Bye.
Yep. That's why I've always said never get into an argument with a woman because you have testicles and they have feet. Just agree and move on.
Women are strong as fuck. They could kick the shit out of absolutely anyone. So they should be they should be fighting the fucking battles. Oh, the guy's like, oh, I'm just gonna moisturize and do my hair. And they're like, right, where the fuck is he? Oh, fucking hell, that twat.
Send them into the wars, yeah. Job done. Fucking come on then, Putin, I'll have you. I'm not really sure what that is. I don't know what they're going to do to him.
We're going to Superman punch him. By the way, just quickly, Sami Zayn making it his life mission to make the Usos and everyone else laugh during it's the
best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. It's not very Usy. And Roman turns Jay back around to the camera so they can see him laughing. Yeah, fucking fantastic. Anyway, that's complete. We digress on this show a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And finally, Jamie, what is Callum teaching us this week?
It's more common in the Western Hemisphere to eat turkey rather than duck. Yet, how often do you see a turkey compared to how often you see a duck?
Oh my God.
It's because we've fucking eaten them all, Callum. That's why there's no turkeys left.
I can't stand eating turkey.
I'll eat it at Christmas because I feel like you have to, but yeah.
It's just so bland and bleh. I mean, Americans fucking love it, though, don't they? Obviously, that's the West. Yeah, but I think Britain are more like, oh, we love duck.
I do love duck, though. It's fucking
duck
tasty.
is great. Although Keris hates it. She's like, I can't. What? No, thank you. Yeah, I know.
So, I know the answers to why we don't eat it more than we eat turkey, because it's pricey as fuck. That's why.
Well, there is that.
It's expensive.
Who looked at a duck and went, quack, quack. Because a turkey's fucking massive. It's just like, that's all a turkey does. And people go, cool, bang, cool, eat yum.
Yeah, you look at a turkey, but you're dumb as a box of rocks. Get on my plate.
Yeah, well, duck's just like, whack. Yeah, what the fuck are you going to do? Quack, quack. Yeah, you think you want to eat me? You got to catch me first. Turkey's like the Neanderthals that are like, yeah, and like ducks are like the Tories. Like, it's like the posh twats, and then the turkey's like the rest of us. Ducks went to Eton. Turkeys just went to school, and then dropped out when they were 14 for smoking behind the bike sheds.
I just got this image in my head of ducks in PMQs, and it's the best thing I've ever thought in my life.
Quack, quack. You realise you need to start taxing the rich more. Quack, quack. With a monocle.
And all the other ducks in the background going, quack, 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 quack,
quack, quack. Quack, quack, here. Yes, quack.
What is wrong with me?
I love it.
Jeez, that horribly amused me for some unknown reason.
Oh, that was just, but yeah. He's so right, though, because turkeys only eat him. They only get him at Christmas, whereas ducks all year round.
He's right, though. If you wanted duck, it's a lot more accessible. But saying that, I think you get in trouble if you just went to the local pond. You're coming with me.
People think you're fucking mental if you did that. Like,
really would.
John, are you okay? Yeah, why? You've got 2 ducks around your neck. Yeah. Starving. But they are. It's like rabbit. Who looked at a rabbit and went, God, it looks delicious. Like,
actually tried
nobody.
That. It might be.
It's it's very Tory food, isn't it?
Yes,
pheasant, ham, and spatchcock. Yes, lovely. And I love it doused in quail's eggs. Yes, lovely. As we all. I say all posh Tory twats always sound like they're in pain when they're talking. Need a little bit of caviar. Oh yes, get the moe, Sharon. Get the moe. Yes, we're all having duck tonight. Yes, quack quack. I think I just had a prolapse. Shit.
That clip's going on TikTok.
And that was another fantastic edition of Callum's treachings. They were elite treaches. That second one is absolutely top fucking tier.
They were superb. There was no Macho Man voice, but you made up for it with the greatness of the treach.
Oh, strong week this week. I love it. I mean, they're fairly strong most of the time anyway, but that was absolutely top fucking tier. Callum, thank you so much again for taking the time out. Jamie.
Beautiful human.
Since we have time, we might as well crack on.
We might as well.
South Tom's Journal.
Yeah, it is.
And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal. And this is where we'll end. So, I have another superb edition of Tom's Journal for you here, Jamie.
Don't doubt it.
I managed to, again, find some absolute beauties. So, people can't decide what Rick and Morty is. Isn't Rick and Morty that thing you get when you die and your body gets all stiff? I think you're thinking of rigor mortis. Rick and Morty is actually when you get thrown into watching Never Gonna Give You Up. No, that's Rick rolling. Rick and Morty is a type of pasta. Nope, that's rigatoni. Rick and Morty is a study of rheumatism, arthritis, and other disorders of the joints, muscles, and ligaments. Nope, that's rheumatology. Rick and Morty is an isopod crustacean of the family. I cannot pronounce that word. Armadillidae?
I don't know, but I like the way he said it.
That's roly-poly. Rick and Morty is the character Will Ferrell plays in Talladega Nights. Nope, that's Ricky Bobby. Rick and Morty is a show about a pawn shop where you never know what's coming in through the door. Nope, that's Rick Harrison. Rick and Morty is the guy who sang Super Freak. Nope, that's Rick James. Rick and Morty is the WWE guy who goes woo a lot. Nope, that's Ric Flair. Rick and Morty is the guy who ruled England for the third time. Nope, that's King Richard. Rick and Morty is Kenny Chesney's hit country song featuring inspiring lyrics such as Green Grass, Help the Cows Graze, and Hedge Fund 401. No, you're thinking of Rich and Miserable. Rick and Morty is a wetland bog in Aberdeenshire, Scotland.
Fucking brilliant.
Strong start to the journal, shall we say?
It's very strong.
But I've got you an anagram, okay?
Okay.
Today's topical anagram, okay?
Okay.
Rishi Sunak. High risk anus.
And accurate.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
Very, should we say. Sorry, that took me a second then. It's because I was looking for the next part of the journal. I do apologise. But, Jamie, I know it's November, but go with me. This October isn't Octobering the way previous October's Octobered.
What?
Wouldn't you say so?
Is there a reason for this?
I just thought it didn't really October as much as October should have Octobered, don't you think?
To be fair, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I do agree.
Also, can I just say, and I'm so proud of you, and it made me so happy that we scissored over video.
Oh, that was the best thing in the world, wasn't it?
Was one of the greatest moments, and that you watched National Scissoring Day.
It was brilliant. It actually was brilliant.
And they've now called their tag team finisher Sesame Timbers. It's one of the best things in the world. Like, how can you not love the Acclaimed? Is what I can say.
I didn't know. That's incredible. Sesame Timbers.
Their tag team finisher is called Sesame Timbers.
Jesus, this will be the episode where I die.
It's the greatest thing in wrestling I think I've ever seen in my life. I literally love it. And Guitarist gets so angry every time. Although she did Sesame. She actually did Sesame. Like, I was very happy. Anyway, let's continue.
Anyway.
We are digressing again. Hey, sex joke. We are men. So...
Oh, Christ.
Anyway, moving on. Genie, I shall grant you 3 wishes. Me, right. Well, I wish for a world without lawyers. Genie, Done. But you have no more wishes. Me, but you said 3. Sue me.
That's good. I like that. I like that.
We keep going.
I wasn't sure where that was going then, but that was great.
Have you watched a show on Netflix called Unsolved Mysteries?
I haven't. I've seen it, but I've not watched it.
Okay. Me watching a show called Unsolved Mysteries. Narrator. The case was never solved. Me, what the fuck?
If only that wasn't given away in the fucking title.
But it's so true, because I think Guitarist did it once as well. She's like, what do you mean? No way! I found something that Callum shared, which I absolutely loved. The creature is in the journal. He shared a thing on Instagram which said, the error where you dropped your phone and the battery flew out was wild.
Wow, yeah, wow. I remember those days. Yeah, I remember them days. Weirdly enough, I had a thought about that the other day. I had an old Motorola phone. I think it's my first ever phone. And I'm pretty certain you could put double A's in it.
What?
I need to double check this. You could either put a battery pack in it or just put some double A's in there.
No way.
I need to confirm it. I need to confirm. I'm pretty certain.
I remember texting and it was just one line. Like, it's just all you could do, but you could put so many bars, like letters and stuff in.
You'd be fucked the amount of messages you would have had to send.
Well, because I'm an essay writer.
Yeah. Call me, it's easier. Send.
Right. 2 left. This was a Halloween costume. I don't think they really looked into the history or the actual relationship, shall we say, of this costume, okay?
Okay, I'm intrigued.
My Superman and his Supergirl. Someone went, I don't think you really thought this couple's costume completely through because Supergirl is Superman's cousin.
Yeah, I was just about to say they're cousins.
And it's up at Sweet Home Cryptobama.
That's fucking brilliant.
And to finish off with an absolutely wonderful end to the journal is the Arabic word for hamster translates as Mr. Saddlebags.
What? Is that true? That's the best thing ever. Okay,
so you can now call hamsters Mr. Saddlebags.
I'm sure I must know someone that speaks Arabic. I need to find this out because that is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, and that, Jamie, was another edition of Tom's Journal.
What a glorious edition it was. Oh,
thank you so very much.
Fucking gold this week. I love
it. Jamie, should we bring that piece of resistance in now?
I think we definitely should bring in that spooky piece of resistance.
Was it spooky? Is it? Oh, because obviously it's the Halloween edition.
It's Halloween week.
My apologies. I mean, she must burn anyway, so here we go. Welcome to the Chronicles of She Must Burn. They are a wonderful, I believe, 5-piece or 6. Is it 6-piece? 7-piece? A lot of piece band hailing from the south of England. They are a wonderful, like a Cradle of Filth-esque heavy metal band with heavy male vocals and soft female vocals. They're incredible. We sit down with Frankie Korsair and James Threadwell from the band.
We do indeed. These guys are phenomenal. As I said in the trailer this week, that is the best way you could describe them. Early Cradle of Filth, if they had a decent production quality. That's the best way ever to introduce them. They are really so very good. And they've just released their brand new album, Umbra Mortis. We cannot recommend you go check it out enough.
Absolutely. Huge thank you to Jasmine at the Noise Cartel for setting this interview up. We had a lot of fun. There's a lot of talk of, how the band was formed, how people demanded that they make Jesus bangers, and then how there were an instance during a music video recording where Frankie was left all alone in the Lincolnshire catacombs. Yeah, it was
spooky noises.
That's fine. That's fine. I enjoyed them thoroughly. It is a great interview with many a laugh was had. Many a laugh, Jamie.
Many a laugh indeed. This is absolutely superb.
But yes, go and check out their brand new album, as Jamie said, Umbra Mortis, which is out right now. And they are playing at the O2 Academy, Islington, in a couple of Fridays' time, I believe, on the 16th of November. So make sure you head on down and go and see them on their only tour of 2022. Jamie!
Yes, sir.
Any words at all that happen to be final?
Just a huge thank you to the boys, Frank and James. Thank you so much for coming, sitting down, talking to us. It is a phenomenal conversation. You guys are going to love this one.
Yeah, it's an absolute doozy. So, Frankie, James, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedules to sit and chat to us. We really appreciate it. We loved hearing all about the band. And now everyone else is going to fucking enjoy it as well. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, Frankie Korsair, James Threadwell, it's She Must Burn Now.
I was going to say, a few of those plays are definitely going to come from me the past few days. Definitely.
Oh, really? Oh, no, I'm glad to hear it, man. What's your favourite one?
Oh, hold on. I actually wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it because I'm terrible at remembering things. Where was the one I really, really enjoyed? Of Blood and Bone. That was the one.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, really.
That was
good.
The first one we put out with the new lineup. Like it's like a flagship. We're happy with that one.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic look. So I've just been blasted it. Like just put my headphones in, walking around, just listening to it. That's why I'm crap at remembering song names because I just listen. I don't look at what the song is.
Yeah. I stick a playlist on, and I occasionally will be like, "Oh, I better save that because otherwise I'm just not going to remember."
Exactly so. Yeah, exactly so.
Like when you listen to dance music, you're like, something comes on, you're like, oh, I like this one. Then you look at the name, you're like, I'm never going to remember that. It's always it's always DJ something, and then there's loads of exclamations, and you're like, oh god, okay, right. It's just
I don't even know how to pronounce this, let alone remember it.
I'll put Master of Puppets back on.
There's always like 15 other artists included, and it's like a remix of a remix of a remix. Yeah.
So you hear the original that's not all remixed, and you're like, this is crap. Like, where was the song I listened to last night at 3 a.m.?
Oh, it's on that EP with 15 versions of the same song.
No. You can find them on YouTube if you look hard enough.
So, boys, basically how this works is that what we do, Jamie's going to literally lure you into a false sense of security with that really nice little intro, and you're going to feel quite warm and fuzzy inside. And then literally what happens after that is that we bombard the living fuck out of you with questions. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, happy with that.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. Like I say, you are more than welcome to swear if you so wish to. As long as there's no Heil Hitler's, I love Kat Von D or anything like that bullshit, we'll be absolutely fine.
You won't get any of that from us, don't worry.
Oh, good.
Wonderful.
We love our cat.
Tom seems to like throwing Kat Von D under the bus lately. I'm loving it.
Oh, yeah.
Right, let's get this intro out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, today we bring you two wonderful guests. As everyone knows, we like to highlight artists we think you should be checking out, and today is certainly no exception. Today's guests have just released their incredible new album, Umbra Mortis. Ladies and gentlemen, today we speak to the wonderful Frankie Korsair and James Threadwell as we welcome you to the Chronicles of She Must Burn.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Hello. Thank you very much for joining us, sirs.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a pleasure.
Second. Oh, stop it. You're way too kind, you two. By the end of this, you'll be like, fucking hell, never again. Never again.
Throw my phone at the wall.
Oh, shit, I needed that.
Oh, back to the geniuses.
But I mean, the hardest hitting question of all, I think that everybody always wants to know the answers to is, how was your last 2 years, a pandemic season, shall we say?
It's ups and downs.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Yeah, no, I mean, it sucks because of obviously, well, for 1,000,001 reasons. But if we want to speak specifically, like musically, it prolonged the album writing process by quite a bit because of the studio closing, and the producer we were working with was living with somebody that couldn't risk getting infected and stuff. So we didn't want to put them at risk. So we put off a lot of studio time, and it obviously messed with pretty much everything. But we used the opportunity. We basically took the opportunity to, write more music, and then the music that we wrote in that time ended up being on the album instead of some of the stuff that was originally meant to go on it. And I think the album is a lot better for it. So we kind of did what we could to make the best of the situation. I guess that's all there is to it. But obviously it sucks because it prolonged everything by quite a long time. So, but years. So, and the same with the touring industry now. I mean, it's still, we had to wait until it was viable to tour again before releasing the album. Otherwise, we'd have to go through the whole process again from the beginning before we could release something that we could actually get on the road with. So that's why we waited till now. But but as well as that, obviously, it takes like quite a mental toll on everybody, and sitting on a lot of this stuff for so long without being able to talk about it. People thought we were gone for good, I think, at one point, just because it's been so long. But we didn't want to be that band that just constantly posts like, small things coming in a long time, because just constantly. So we just waited until we had everything, had all our ducks in a row, had every song that was done, every video was done. I mean, when was it, James? Like Misery Eternal, that video was, we filmed that like last August?
Misery Eternal, yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it's
and
crazy
Incantation was May before that. So it was, we've been sitting on this shit for fucking ages.
We took the Def Leppard approach. We're just glad it wasn't Chinese Democracy though. In the end, what did that album take to make? 10 years,
something like that. Yeah, it was a very long time.
Well, we're nearly halfway there, so. Oh man.
Oh. But it's nice to see that you turned that negative into a positive. You improved on the album, so when you did get to release it, you're like, "This is the best of us." I love it. It's great.
Yeah, we're so proud. Every single track, I just love just listening to it from start to finish. Just start with 9, go all the way to the end. Because particularly the track order as well, we discussed that a lot. We wanted it to really sort of take you on a journey, dynamically, like message-wise. And I really think we did that. We're really happy with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But take us back, guys. Before we learn more about the band, let's learn a bit more about you guys individually. What did young Master Frank and James want to be when they were growing up? Was it always music, or was it spaceman, train driver? I don't know.
For me personally,
Frank, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, for me personally, essentially always music. Ever since I got my first guitar when I was, I don't even know how old I was. I must have been about maybe like 10 or something. And I used to look back then. I used to listen to, growing up, like my dad would show me music like Guns N' Roses and stuff like that, as well as a lot of the mod revival music stuff like the Jam and things like that. They're the songs I kind of grew up with, so it was a bit of a kind of contrast there already. But then when I heard like Muse and stuff for the first time, I guess the heaviest song I had heard when I was a kid was probably or the first heaviest song I liked must have been Newborn by Muse. And that was the song that made me like kind of go, I want to play like some heavy stuff. I just really like the style of the song. And funny enough, it does have that similar, like the piano work and stuff in that song is very similar to some of the stuff we do now. So it's kind of, it's always, that kind of stuff has always just stuck with me. But then I got taken by one of my family members to Reading when I was in school, and I saw Slipknot for the first time. and I'd never even heard of that band before. We were going because Offspring were there, and then Slipknot played on the same day, and it was when Iowa was coming out, and I think that was the first time I listened. That's probably like the heaviest music I've listened to date, and that was kind of life changing for me, I suppose, because since then it's all been about the metal, and the heavier stuff, definitely. And I think it had just like seeing like people like bands like that performing, bands like them and Rammstein and stuff like that, like just seeing like the shows and because for me it's not just the music, it's like the performance element of it is something I really like. The theatre of the shows is something that's always like been something that I really love, like to watch and want to kind of implement. And I guess that's what resonates with me quite a lot with this band as well, is just there is a theatrical element to it as well. And given the budget, one day hopefully I can only imagine the kind of show that we'd be able to put on and what we'd want to achieve with that. But that's obviously just on the horizon dream. But yeah, I guess for me it's always been music ever since I got that guitar and heard some heavy riffs. That's what I wanted to do.
Love it. What about yourself, James?
So my introduction to sort of music, my mum was actually the one that sort of got me into it. She like gave me like a Prince CDs and stuff, and Adam and the Ants, all that kind of stuff. And then one day I heard Appetite for Destruction, and that's when I was just like, I want to play the guitar. Like that was it. There was no going back after that one. So yeah, I really gave it my all and stuff. But when, in terms of like what did I want to be and what was going to happen, I was actually going to go and study psychology. I wanted to be a psychotherapist. And so when I finished school, I was like, right, well, for my gap year, I was going to, go do a year of music college, sort of see how that went. And then after I got my teeth into it, I just went, fuck uni, and yeah, carried on with it. And I'm glad I did. You wouldn't want to come into a room with a load of problems and see me sat there, would you? So
you never know.
You never know. No, I'm a good listener. But yeah. So that was it. But I mean, yeah, sort of my musical journey. Yeah, it was so Guns N' Roses obviously got me into. I was really into like rock and roll, but also like band, like Motley Crue and Rat and Poison. Like yeah, all the bands like that sort of make like metalheads a bit sick. Like I was really into that stuff. Like loved it. Which I probably can owe to a lot of the sort of extravagant approach to death metal, I suppose you could call it. But yeah, I loved all that stuff. But yeah, favorite bands, yeah, Fleetwood Mac, Rolling Stones, Motley Crue, that kind of stuff. So yeah, people are surprised when people come up to me and they'll list all these really brutal bands, like, oh, I hear this and you must listen to this, and just sort of like, I can't remember that Fleetwood Mac album. Must have been one of Lindsey Buckingham's side ones.
You find that quite often, though. People who play like really heavy music don't generally listen to really heavy music.
Yeah. No. Well, when you're doing it 24/7, you'd go bloody mental if that's also what you wound down with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spend 6 hours in a windowless room with just blast beats, like a crash cymbal in your ear, and then you go outside, you put your headphones in, then, oh yeah, I need more of that, Yeah, no.
Has anyone got Enya? I need Enya.
Yeah, we're losing him. Give him some Enya.
His vitals are okay. He's okay. He's all right.
Yeah, he's fine. Just finish him off some Phil Collins and he can go to bed.
No.
Oh. So who was it that inspired you to play the music that you play now then? Because obviously you don't listen to Fleetwood Mac and go, do you know what, I'm going to shred my ass off,
Yeah. Well, yeah, what happened was, I mean, I tried my hand, with that kind of, sort of thing like that. But when you're doing it, you sort of, if you're doing it authentically, you're just sort of emulating something from the past, aren't you? There's not really, like any progression. You're not moving through. So I sort of ended up in like sort of rock bands that were kind of like, I suppose you call them like, post-hardcore / emo kind of stuff. So I did that, and then through that and just, meeting people, one of my mates at the time came to me and was like, oh, these guys are starting up this band, like, would you do it? Would you do it with us? And I was like, oh yeah, so, what sort of stuff is it? And they showed me, and I was like, I do like that sort of stuff, like Bleeding Through, one of my, like, when it comes to heavy stuff, Bleeding Through, one of my biggest influences when it comes to that, heavy kind of riffage. So I was like, yeah, I like the sound of that. Like, this is cool. So yeah, sort of went into that, and then from there, and then they were like, oh, we play 7 strings, and I'd never picked up a 7-string before, and so then I was like, right, okay, and then yeah, I just sort of went away with it. So yeah, when it comes to the actual song structures and writing, I think it's quite refreshing, because I can look at it from a way where I understand that kind of music and I enjoy that kind of music, but because I have a lot of other influences, I maybe approach it in a way that a lot of people that are more sort of pure with that kind of aggression maybe wouldn't do it. And I think that's always a refreshing thing for me in the studio. And I love it even more because, like I say, because it's not what's always in my ears, I enjoy it so much, like being in there and like, and then getting that, Pantera kind of feel when the groove comes in.
What about yourself, Frankie?
So with this, for me, it was a case of, I've been in bands before playing guitar. I've been in bands doing as a vocalist, and then I saw that this band was like looking for a bass player, and me and James went to university together, went to music university together for a few years. We've known each other now for maybe 12, 13 years.
It's crazy when you think about it.
But we always kind of just said that, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to, we're going to do it one way or another. And we've been in a few bands together as well, doing different genres of music. But then we got in contact again after James moved to London. I stayed on the South Coast in Brighton, which is where I am now. And James was like, yeah, we're looking for a bass player. Can you do it? And I was like, yes, of course. I do it all the time. And then but then I did have a bass guitar and everything, and I learned the stuff, and then joined and the same thing what James said. Like, I listen to a lot of heavy bands, but I find like more, even though we have technical elements, I do resonate more with like stuff that can be a bit more formulaic in sections. Like, I like to know when the breakdown's coming or when the chorus is coming. I like to be able to sing along to something every now and then. I don't I'm not a massive fan of stuff that's just like 100% like a full album that's just balls to the wall from start to finish. And I feel like when I heard this band for the first time, joining like the EP and everything, it was heavy, but there was also a lot of like breathing room and a lot of like beauty in the instrumentation and like the piano sections and everything. And it was also very theatrical. So it just like ticked every box for me of something that I wanted to do. So obviously I just went all in, ended up like straight after I joined, we ended up going on tour with Cradle of Filth, didn't we?
That was crazy.
Yeah.
We only had like 2 rehearsals.
Yeah, it was just with you guys. Yeah, I had. Yeah, and it was like nerve-wracking, but it was kind of in that kind of chaos and in that kind of speed in which everything happened, and in getting involved in music and learn meet. It was kind of odd to think that when I went on tour with the first time with this band, I didn't really know anyone in the band, but it was great because it was all of that chaos together. Just I don't know. It kind of bound my soul to it a little bit. Kind of to be able to grow with it. It's just been from the very beginning. Is just and that's kind of how I ended up in the band, I guess.
When you were saying at the start that you were also a guitar player, I had these visions of you two playing like rock, paper, scissors to decide who's going to play the bass in the band.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, James was in there before me, so he got shot up. Otherwise, he'd definitely have the bass in his hands for sure. No, I actually, you know what? It's funny. I say that jokingly. We make a lot of bassist jokes. I do at least. But in reality, like when they first asked me to like come and audition and stuff, and I started like playing it and everything, some of the stuff is incredibly hard to play. Like some of the the string skipping stuff that we do and all that kind of stuff is very hard when the strings are like that far apart. But like there was just something in it for me that I ended up enjoying it a lot more than I did like learning like lead stuff on guitar. I prefer I love the synchronicity between like playing bass and having a drum kit and just like kind of feeling that kind of like that synergy, like the rhythm sections all just kind of coming. Like there was just something in it for me that I just didn't actually preempt, and I got a whole. I don't know. I got something out of. I get something out of playing bass that I just didn't. That I didn't actually preempt, and So I'm in it for the long haul with this. I think if I knew how I would feel now, I never would have wanted to play guitar in the band to begin with. I would have always just gone for the bass. Maybe I wouldn't have even like put as much work into the guitar and just started to focus on the bass right from the beginning. There's something in it for me, for sure.
I love it. I love seeing people be passionate about what they do, especially when it takes them by surprise. It's great.
Yeah. No, it definitely took me by surprise.
So obviously you've said, Frankie, you joined the band afterwards, but how did the lineup actually meet? How did the She Must Burn guys actually meet in general?
James, you answer. The current band lineup or the previous current lineup?
Well, current lineup, yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, James, you can tell that story if you want.
Oh yeah, right. Got to go way back now. So I mean, we came back from America, and I think the thing we found was the band, the initial lineup, we'd risen so quickly. So it was like we just sort of come out the gate, and then immediately it was like, we were on the Cradle tour, and then we got picked up by the US label Artery Recordings, and then they sent us out to America, and everything just happened very, very quick. And then it's a bunch of people that have known each other like 5 minutes, and it's like you start to realize like who's it's like throwing it like everything into just like one small space, and then you start realizing like who's in it for the long haul, who's doing the sacrifices,
like inviting the inviting the mother-in-law for meeting her for the first time on your caravan holiday, and then in the caravan with her for fucking 6 weeks.
Like that. I mean, I love those guys. We're all still really good friends, but it just it got to a point that it was just so high pressure. And I think we sort of came back, and then we had download to do. By that point, I think our old singer Joe had he'd sort of been through the ringer a fair bit, and so we had a fill-in guy called Marcus. He was very good. Had him for the download show, and then we had a lot of stuff happen with the label. Warner Brothers did a takeover of that, and it was just at the wrong timing because we just released Grimoire, and as they came in, all that was happening. Like we didn't have access to the resources and everything we needed that was planned for this release. So after that, Frank and I, we just sort of stood there and we were just like, right, let's not rush this one. Let's make sure we do it right. Let's get the right people, make the right album. And so that's how we just really ended up taking our time. I got talking to a promoter and just said, hey, we're looking for a new vocalist. Like, who would you recommend? And he sent me Kyle. And the minute I heard his voice, I was just like, that's what we want. Like, that's the direction. The range he has, the emotion, and the way he can just generate that just disgusting low power and then go all the way up to like banshee shrieks. Like it's just move seamlessly. Like it was exactly what we needed. So so I ended up going down, meeting him at a show and just saying like, hey, would you be up for doing this? And he was like, yeah, definitely. So we got with him involved, and then we were looking for a new keys player and to do the clean vocals. and a friend of mine from London called Tim. Shout out to Tim. Thank you for doing me a solid with this one. Said I was like, yeah, man, like I just can't seem to find anyone. I mean, Frank, we went through so many people, didn't we? These auditions.
We did a lot of auditions, and it was a strange one because we auditioned people like actually all over the world, and some of them were incredibly talented, but it's hard to explain. Like, you know, they would email us and they'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll join the band, but these are the songs we're going to write from now on, and this is what's going to happen, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to sing about that topic or that topic. And it was just kind of like really overwhelming. We're like, whoa, like, you know, let's just see if we actually like get along, or why don't we have a call? Why don't we, you know what I mean? Like, why don't we have a Skype? But it was like there were like lists of demands and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really peculiar.
What was that one email? She turned around. She was like, "Oh yeah, so now it's got to be a Christian band." And we were like, "What planet are you on?"
She was like, she was a great singer and everything. She went, "But I just want to get one thing straight before I join." I was like, "What's that?" She went, "I only sing about Jesus." And I was like, "That's fair enough, but that's just not what we're looking for." I was like, "We don't really sing about religion and stuff." And she went, "No offense there, but let me stop you. It's not religion." I was like, "Okay, all right, it's not religion, but." It might not be religion and it might not be Christianity or whatever, but it's not what I don't think you're going to, you know, what we sing about. We don't sing about like, we actually don't sing about like Jesus and stuff. And we don't sing anything that's derogatory to religion or anything either. Like, we just kind of avoid the political thing, and we go for like the storytelling thing. But it was just these kind of like demands. We're only singing about Jesus now. And if that's what she wants to do, that's fine. But you can't like walk into a band and dictate that we're now like the next like death metal Christian band. I don't know. It's just strange. It's strange.
Could you write like a massive "fuck you" song to her? Just without even realising.
We weren't going to, but now you've mentioned it. I mean, we've got some time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Umbra Mortis is doing the rounds. We'll get together next weekend and bang one out.
I'm just still amused over the idea of a death metal Christian band, to be honest.
It'd be interesting.
It's not like it hasn't been done before, you know. Like...
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Yeah. It's like sometimes the more hardcore it is, the more it's about Jesus. And then you're like, okay. They come in holding Bibles, you know you're in trouble. Oh.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we went through like we basically went through lots of audition tapes and everything, and we just weren't really gelling with anybody, or they were too like we had this thing where it was like you know, a lot of the really talented people were coming to us, but they could only do like operatic vocals, which is great because we utilize those too, but we didn't want to kind of have this thing where we were just restricted to writing, especially going from like what the EP was, which was basically purely pop choruses, and then Grimoire, which was kind of like I guess it was kind of poppy too, but it was a bit vocally. It was kind of like it was quite It was kind of European, wasn't it, James? Like it's fair to say that Grimoire had a more European kind of appeal to it in some ways, even though it's done well all over the world. But the EP was like really favoured in America. The Grimoire was really favoured in Europe. And then when Valis auditioned and she sung like the operatic stuff, we were like, that's amazing, but do you have the ability to kind of go the other way with it? And then she sent like basically a Christina Aguilera version of the EP, you know? And we were like, okay.
We were just floored. We were floored by that.
So we were just like, right, now because you can do both, now we can get the whole purpose. We'll get Grimoire, we'll get the EP, we'll get the best of both worlds, and then we'll take a step up and try and evolve from that, and we'll just cover everything. And you know, after all this time, it's definitely worked, because looking at the stats for the song so far, it's just it isn't just restricted to America or restricted to you know, parts of Europe. It's literally everywhere. Like we've got like we're having at the moment a bit of a surge of Japanese fans at the moment, which we've never had before. So it's just crazy. But that's essentially how Valid. We said, yep, like, you know, let's meet up. She was in London. We met her at the pub. A drink, and like 10 beers later, we were a bit worse for wear. But we knew at that moment that like you know, that
I love you. I think you should join my band.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's the PG version of the story.
Yeah, so you know, we were that was a strange undertone. We got very drunk, and people were sick, is what we were. People were very ill. But that was pretty much it. Yeah, so it was awesome, and we just knew then that, like, because we could gel on a professional level, and then just drop the band talk and business talk, and then just immediately be like, we've been mates for years. Like that's the combination of things you need in a band, because we know of bands and we've been in bands with people where you get along with them on a business level, but you don't gel outside of that, and everything's very formal, and that makes touring difficult. Like it does, you know, just because not because you hate each other or anything, but just because sometimes, you know, personalities don't really, like, you know, they don't quite, it's like odd jigsaw pieces, you know. So it's great. Yeah, so that's why Valis was a great addition. And Jack, the other guitar player, like, he was actually working with us, just writing bits and pieces with our previous guitar player. And the previous guitar player was like, you know, I just kind of want to go and do. He basically just wants to go and write music for himself and not release anything. He didn't really, after doing the US tour and everything, it was kind of like he just felt like he was like, you know, I've done the bucket list. Now I just want to, like, do my own thing.
He had a particular direction he wanted to go with it, wasn't it? It was a lot more. I don't know how you describe it, but it wasn't like aligned with what we were doing, and so we were just, you know, he's a great guy. So he went to do that, and like Jack was working with us at the time. We were like, want to join, and it was and then it was just. God, when it all came together, do you remember, like, those first studio sessions? Like, it was just, the chemistry was just, everyone was just,
in those early
it was crazy.
We wrote a Blood and Bone, didn't we? And then we wrote a Blood and Bone before anyone was most of it, before anyone was even in the band, and then we just finished it off when the vocalists were there. But we started that, and then, you know, in those early days we wrote the Bones of Souls Asunder as well, didn't we? So there was quite a lot. But while we were still getting everything together, there were bones of songs that are now the songs you're hearing on the album, or at least, you know, the basic kind of idea of what those songs are going to be. While we were still getting everyone together, and I'd say with Steve, our drummer, I don't know how he came to be. I think he just materialized like magic, and he appears exactly when he's needed. And like, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet, and he's an absolute godsend for sure. But yeah, that's the lineup. I don't actually know how Steve. I think Jack recommended Steve, and so did Kyle, because Kyle and Jack had worked with Steve in previous projects, and they were like, not only is he an incredible drummer, but he's probably the nicest person in the UK. So I was like, okay, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. And they were right, definitely. He's the nicest person in the UK.
That's just a testament to you guys, though, and how much this project means to you. Because the fact that, you know, you've had to pretty much replace the entire band minus you two, but it's still the same band, it's still the same song, it's still the same work ethic, because it shows how much you believe in what you do. It's amazing to see.
Thanks, man. Like, that's really what we, you know, set out to do. We were just like, right, it didn't work. We had a vision what we wanted to do. It didn't work the first time. So we were like, let's make it right. But I mean, these guys, like, they're just absolutely fantastic. Like, couldn't have asked for a better bunch of people, you know, as friends as well. Like, it's just, it's been fantastic. So, I mean, you know, and the album really shows that. So, this is just the beginning for this lineup as well. So we're very excited, really excited.
I love it.
And I mean, I definitely want some death metal hymns now. It's got the whole world.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely coming. It'll be a hidden track. You won't be knowing it's coming.
Oh, one of them bad boys. Like the last song's 46 minutes long. Like, what the fuck? And it's just all that silence for ages, and right at the end, that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah.
But how did the name come around? I mean, She Must Burn is, you know, how does she feel about that?
That was this is one of the things. Is like some people hear that name like, oh, that's a bit much, but like really, it sort of came from the first EP was sort of based around like the whole witch trials era, but in the sort of sense of like the sense of like sort of being ostracized, by a whole community, or in instances like the world, feeling like completely alone, outsider, feeling like people are turning on you, and exploring all these deep sort of emotions that come with that kind of feeling. And basically just She Must Burn just felt like a sort of indirect quote that sort of summed up that kind of time, I guess.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's how it sort of came about, and it rolled off the tongue well. It introduced that sort of kind of sort of I know, like the feminine kind of energy we have in there as well. With all the cleans and quite all the ethereal stuff, and it just worked. And it was just one. It's got what?
It's got a familiarity to it.
Yeah. It feels like you've heard it before as well. Like you'll sit down, you come up with names, and then you hear one, and it's almost like, oh, surely this band exists, and then it's like, nope, that's yours now. God gave you that one, so yeah. You just put it in your brain, roll with it.
A reward for naming a band after the witch trials.
Yeah.
I imagine that must be a nightmare. You sit on this band name, like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. You go to Google, type in, shit, there's 73 other bands with this name. God damn it, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
it's kind of a miracle that it hasn't been taken. It seems like James was saying, it seems like it would. When you hear it, you're like, surely there's somebody else with this band name. Surely. Not even a He Must Burn? Right.
So, just under a week ago, you released the brand new album, Umbra Mortis, as I said, and look, it is fantastic. I've listened to it twice in 2 days. Like, so damn good. I especially, like, as I said before we started rolling, I really love Of Blood and Bone. But what's the feedback on the album been so far? I know you said the stats are really good, but what feedback have you had?
Been really good so far. Are you talking fans or critics?
Both.
Or both?
It's all good.
Yeah, no, the reviews have been like really, really good. Like I've not, I think sometimes with the image and stuff as well, like people are looking for a chance to want to hate it. Like they're like, look at this, and so they put it in, and they're like, oh, but then they're just sort of like.
Yeah, we see comments like that all the time. It's like, I absolutely love the music, but like I saw that they look like this or whatever, and therefore we don't like it anymore. And I just thought that's always been kind of strange. He said we had a guy once on Reddit. He said it will stay with me because it made me laugh so much. But he was like, I saw the band, and even though they write good music, I don't like them because of what they look like. And then he said, all these people that do like them must like them because of what they look like, and judging a band on what they look like is stupid. And I was like, right. Circle, and you insulted yourself and then left the room as if you had won some sort of, I don't know what, like you basically just walked in and went, I'm an idiot, bye. Like, okay,
If there's something that Tom says to me all the time, which is true right here, proofread everything. Because you say stupid shit like that.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, the reception's been amazing. I would say that, when we first got signed to Artery back in the day, we got more reach on that page than any other band announcement that they had ever done. And they were over the moon with it. But it was 99% controversy. These guys look like freaks. Like this is the same like label that I think Attila were previously on. So it was kind of like it's not the same sort of kind of demographic, I guess. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like other bands, it was either kind of like kind of like the proper kind of deathcore scene, or like the tech metal scene, or the or the I don't know what kind of genre you would say like Attila was, but for some reason bands that have fans of bands of, we won't say which bands they are because no point. But there's sometimes fans of certain bands you can just tell are not going to be into you, as if some sort of like gatekeepy stuff, But it was really controversial, and loads of people were like arguing about whether we are good or whether Joe looked like the Joker or whether he looked like some other character that they had seen in some other film, or whether he looked like this, but it was good because it was to be acknowledged in music in that way, even if it's sometimes quite negative. It's kind of like the fact that people feel the compulsion to have something to say about you is a good thing, whether it feels like it at the time or not. But flash forward to now, is with this release, and we're getting this. The album has reached. It had 3 times as many day one streams of any other release we've ever done, album or single, and 99.9% of it has been positive. There's no comments about who looks like what, or whether guys wearing eyeliner is weird, or there's none of that. It's just kind of like a unanimous, okay, the riffs are good, so we'll allow it sort of attitude. There was one. Oh, I'm sorry.
What were you going to say, Frank? No,
I was going to say there was one magazine that said they gave the album a 9 out of 10. I can't remember who it was, but they said they gave the album a 9 out of 10 and said at the end that they felt bad for judging us by our promo picture. So I don't know what that entails, but
one of my
pictures of you guys that I've not seen somewhere, because all of your pictures just look like band photos. There's nothing.
Exactly, we're not exactly like, it's not like we're in corpse paint or like 80s kind of spandex drag kind of stuff. Like where we look like a hair metal band or anything. I think we look like a band that plays music in 2022. I don't know what.
Yeah. I don't know where it came from. I'm not quite sure what particular combination of us it was that stirred it up. I remember my favourite quote from one critic. He'd come to see us live, and he was not a fan of the image. He said, "What was it?" He said, "It looks like a bunch of dead models, a bunch of drop dead models reenacting the mining scene from Zoolander."
Yeah, that's probably the best thing anybody ever said about me.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I was like, that is fantastic. I mean, he hates it, but he's got a point.
Yeah, I mean, we have got covered in black paint. There used to be a lot more pouting going on. So I mean, what he said is completely valid, in my opinion.
Yeah, so, I mean, wherever you are, man, give us a call.
Yeah,
it might as well.
Everything we do from now on, please.
Yeah, it might as well just gone. They had hair and wore clothes. I don't like it.
Yeah.
You must have written that.
Yeah, the thing with I tell you what, all that black paint though, on tour, it's a nightmare. You spend every morning going to get your breakfast looking like chimney sweeps out of Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Like it's just everywhere.
It is everywhere, and even when you think like you get back from tour, you've had 20 showers, blah blah, you look spotless, and then somehow over the period of the day, you just slowly turn grey, and you're like, where is it coming from? In my hair? Like, am I sweating it out? Like, what is happening? Yeah, it's bad.
In your pores, it's just everywhere.
It's like every single time we're doing it again, I look up to James and I'm like, who the fuck idea was this? Like, who started this? Like, at the beginning, I joined the band later. I can't be blamed for this mess.
Yeah, it's sort of like,
oh mate, those venues in the bathroom. Just like,
oh god, oh yeah. that was dreadful. That was dreadful. Oh,
but reception wise for the album is what we were talking about, and yeah, it's been amazing, and to see so many people like all over the world, like commenting and like getting the merch and stuff as well, like seeing where some people are coming from when they're buying this stuff is just insane. That it can reach that far and reach that many people. It's very surreal.
One of the best things as well is like, seeing comments from people and they're like, oh, I've been there with you, from the start. And, so that, they're like your harshest critics at the end of the day. and just being like, this surpassed all my expectations. Like, you can, and when you see comments like that, you're just like, right, because they get it, they know what we're trying to do, and it's just fantastic seeing everyone just waiting for so long for it and getting exactly more than what they were expecting. So that's always really nice to see as well.
100%.
So obviously this album is, as we said, is a follow-up to Grimoire, but with all this new blood in the band, how did that affect the process for the new album? Was it like a completely different way of doing things, or was it pretty much just the same old, but just with different people?
I think time plays a factor, like with albums as well, because with Grimoire, we didn't actually have a lot of time with it. So not only was it like these members, but like that, we sort of had our sound from the EP. We didn't really have a lot of time to spend with it. It was like we got signed, we were being sent out, and they're like, right, here's your album deadline, and we were like, okay, we better sort this out. And in a way, that can be a great thing, because it's just sort of like, you throw down the demo and you touch a couple of things here and there, and then that's the song, and there's a sort of beauty in that in a way. But I think obviously, with the amount of time we had with this record, it's just been great to just give it the time. And I think that shows. But yeah, what were you going to say, Frank, about
that? No, I was going to say with the writing process, I guess there were elements of it that were different. There's elements of it that were different because of lockdown, where there was a lot of writing separately when we were used to doing a lot of stuff in the same room. But then at the same time, some of that I found beneficial, because if you have sometimes you find that if you've got, especially when there's six members in a room trying to decide how the next riff should come in or when the breakdown should be, it can be like, too many cooks sometimes.
Yeah,
to have that kind of that writing the bones of the songs together and then finish like then having, a couple of members like a vocalist and guitar player go to a studio together and kind of riff a bit with the producer and then kind of swap around. We got to try out kind of different flavors and different approaches over time. Whereas normally, I guess if you're all in the same room, you'd have a vote and then that would be that. But we got to hear it in many different ways over a long period of time. And the producer that we work with is incredibly patient with us, changing our minds about sections and going, actually, that song's not on the album anymore, or whatever the case may be. But it's been the process has been a pleasure. I mean, I would like for the next release, hopefully there won't be a lockdown for whatever reason, and we'll get to spend a bit more time kind of writing together as opposed to separately. But I think we made it work for us, but I think there's new processes. There's a lot learned in the writing process for this album. Stuff that worked really well and stuff that didn't work well, and we'll just make those improvements and start working on the next stuff ASAP. Really,
it's just no stopping. Just keep going.
With the lockdown, though, obviously, because you had so much time with it having to be released later on, etc. Did you feel that sometimes you might have been obviously you haven't done because it's blown up, but were there a chance to be like, are we overthinking this? Are we tweaking this too much? Should we have got rid of that song? Should we have done this? Should we put that in there?
Definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, every song we had that exact thing.
Jack tortures himself a lot like that, doesn't he?
Yeah, Jack.
He'll
go on, sorry.
He'll sit there with a piece of music and like be like, yeah, and then like you'll go, and then he'll like literally just spend days and days just torture himself over it, like doing all this sort of thing like that. And it's like, but it's good, yes, that's it exactly. We're just happy we had the time this time to do these things.
Yeah,
but you have these at thoughts all the time. This song is amazing and it's 5 minutes long and it's great and all the sections need to be there, but it's also a song that's, it could be radio worthy, but they're never going to put it on the radio if it's 5 minutes long. So do we just cut out all the good sections just so that it's 3 minutes long to try and get it on the radio? Do we get it on it? You know what I mean? And then we just sat there, after hours of these conversations and be like, are we even putting the song on the bloody radio? Are we having this conversation?
BBC4.
Yeah. This song sound good in Wembley, and it's like, oh, you got the Black Lion on Friday. Like, just calm down. You know what I mean? One step at a time.
The foxes keep knocking my bins over. Thanks for that, Maureen. Coming up next is She Must Burn with Umbra Mortis.
Oh, I do love this song.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Here, Gordon, it's on again. Come on.
Yeah, we're just there like.
yeah. Oh, like doing a swing, like swinging around everything.
yeah. I'll tell you what, the foxes are scared away. I'll give you that much.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So to answer your question, in short, yeah, like every single song, we go through that process, and have we done? Is that too much? Is especially with vocals, Carl and Valis doing a lot of like synchronized vocals and singing over each other. Sometimes with the instrumentation and the orchestration and all that stuff going on with the blast beats going, and we're like, is that just as it just become like a, do we need to take something out? Like, do we need to? And then you strip it down, and you're kind of like, but now it sounds empty. Like, let's put it all back in. So it's
sometimes you got to hide the double kick pedal, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, like having Valis have like sections that are so like delicately sung, and then just having some like blasts in the background, it's hard to like find that level of like, appropriateness with how heavy some of the music is in conjunction with ours. And you've also got to think about, if you're playing a smaller venue, which quite a lot of the time you are playing smaller, intimate venues, is this going to be a plausible thing for Valis to be able to sing when she's standing next to a bloody drum kit? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also think
We had that problem in the Black Heart. Yeah, you guys familiar with the Black Heart in London? Camden.
No, I don't know London very well, to be honest.
That was the other thing. We did our new lineup, comeback show, and we did that at the London Black Heart, and a week later the first lockdown hit.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, another 2 years of this.
Terrible.
But yeah, that venue's very, very small, and so by the time we got all six of us on the stage, it was Valis was just right next to the crash cymbal. So she had a time of it,
Exactly. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
She ended up. She sounded great, and she did it anyway because she's well trained enough to she doesn't have to hear herself to know what she sounds like. She said she can feel it and stuff, which is awesome. But I'd rather just not have her in that situation that much. It's just like they always say, don't you? Oh, you get tinnitus if you don't wear earplugs, and it's like it doesn't matter how many fucking earplugs I'm wearing if I'm standing next to that cymbal. Like it just makes no difference at all. Like you're on the verge of like internal bleeding from that fucking kick note.
Alice, why are you shouting at me? Stop shouting at me! It's fine. We're only was here.
Yeah, exactly.
I did mean to ask when we were talking about the album originally, the name Umbra Mortis, where does that come from? What does that mean?
It means in the shadow of death. It's a Latin word, or words, and we thought it encapsulated quite a lot of the themes within each of the songs. I believe it was Carl that come up with that album name, and then we realised that the title track for the song. The title track for the album, Umbra Mortis, we realised that song just hit the nail on the head for that song, which is a Frankenstein-esque inspired song on the surface. So we were just kind of like, this is the perfect name for it, standing in the shadow of death. It's cool. So so we named the song after it as well. But yeah, I think it just encapsulated a lot of the themes that we were carrying across. Like we've got Eulogy, which is a song about. A real song about someone in the band like losing someone important to them, and then we've got Misery Eternal, which is about inaction, which causes damage to others and repeated cycles and stuff. And we've got a Blood and Bone, which is about man man being, the man being beast at the heart, that kind of like the beast within kind of vibe. And then we've got Souls Asunder, which is Beauty and the like a literal Beauty and the Beast story that we wrote, which is like which is vampiric in nature, which is why it sounds like a vampire masquerade, which is about forbidden love and stuff like that. So there was a lot of things within the album that just got carried well under the name of The Shadow of Death. We kind of, you know what I mean? It just kind of fit.
I love it. It's beautiful. It's a great name. I just didn't know what it meant.
No, sorry, I went on a bit of a tangent now. I was just going off, but that's kind of the reason behind it, I suppose.
We like tangents here. We love tangents here. So don't you worry. Awesome eulogy, banger, love it.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. That's one of our favourites too. We all like a good cry.
Yeah,
we do. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I've certainly gone over it now. No, but a question I love to ask all musicians, because I do love the answer that we get from this. Music videos. Do you love doing them or do you hate doing them?
Oh, we love doing them. Well, at least I do.
Yeah, I love it. It's always been like, for me, music videos are just, I think the aesthetic of a band and the aesthetic of how you're telling a story, it just adds that extra dimension to it. So we always love doing our videos. I mean, Incantation, we just had crazy ideas for, didn't we? We worked with a director called Andy Mihov, who's awesome. It was like a collaboration effort, and he said to me, he's like, "Oh, I've got this idea," and he was like, "Yeah, so basically, there's going to be muscle cars and vampires and all this stuff." I was just like, Andy. I was like, "This is. We've been talking about this for years. We want to do this."
So, yeah. We're like, yes, our time has come.
Yeah. Let's roll with
there
it.
were meant to be 3 muscle cars, and they were like, "This isn't practical." Well, I don't care if it's practical. Just get 3 muscle cars. They're 600 quid each to rent for the day. The 1 muscle car will be fine.
Yeah. Well, there was actually a bit of a scare there because when the car actually arrived, we had to get it into this garage of the warehouse that we had, and when we came up against it, the garage was actually locked with a padlock, and didn't know what we do, and they didn't tell us about this. I'm not going to say who did it. We didn't know. But an angle grinder was used
amazing
to get that fucking door open, and so
it's fine. The amount of money we spent to hire a derelict like garage, I think it was like an old Quick Fit that had just been like burned down or something, and then they were like, "Yeah, you can rent that like for X amount." Won't say how much, but we were like, "Bloody hell!" So no one's going to break into that place anyway. There's probably nothing in there. It's completely, you know what I mean?
Not anymore, anyway.
Yeah.
Like our guitars.
Yeah.
It was filmed in North London. So although if we made enough noise, all that has to happen is some gentleman come in and say, "We'll be having these," reaching in their pockets.
But yeah, the music videos, I always love like sitting there planning them. Like we worked with Andy Mihov, also known as Andy Michaels, for the first one, Incantation, and then we did Eulogy and Misery Eternal up in Lincolnshire, and we went to this place that was just this like derelict like building. Like if there was I'm not a person that believes in like ghosts and spirits and stuff, but if anywhere was going to have ghosts, spirits, and demons, it was going to be that place, because it had underground tunnels and stuff where like that led to like chapel, like used to lead to like chapels. So like they used to have churches in Lincolnshire that are all linked together with these underground tunnels, so that they could move between the churches without going over land when they're carrying like valuables or when they're escaping, raids or whatever the case may be, or even just doing their like sermons and stuff. It's just a safe passage to get from one place to the other. And the building had practically fallen to pieces, but these tunnels were still completely intact. And you could go down and you could walk down these tunnels for like 10 minutes and you wouldn't be able to see in either direction or how far left there is. It was like horrible. In fact, you can see in that level, you can see some of the rooms that we went into down there in both Eulogy and Misery Eternal, because we filmed a lot of the videos a lot of those two videos in different parts of the buildings, because it's like the grounds is huge. So we could just go from one side of the building and film a bit here, and then go to the other side of the building and film a bit there. And you wouldn't really be able to tell they're the same place. But we filmed the scenes with Eulogy where Valis and Carl were singing into the mirror. We filmed it in the chapel underground, and there's actually a scene in that video where it's actually made it into the video as well, where we set the lights up and we took a step back and let the light just be on Valis, and then Sean Hodson, who's a guy that did the Loki films, who did these videos, was standing filming it by the side of the light, and we see these shadows like run in front of the camera and block the light just for a split second. But it was just like, it just didn't make any sense how that could have possibly happened. It was just, so we've got these like kind of weird ghostly footages that are actually in Eulogy as well, from where we filmed them in these like haunted tunnels. And another scene where we filmed down there was the scene where Kyle's got the rope around his face in Misery Eternal, and he's setting fire to the book and ripping it to pieces. Literally just behind him there is like a tunnel that is like 10 miles, like in whatever direction, just of pitch blackness to another abandoned chapel that's, down the road. It's just kind of, it's kind of terrifying, wasn't it, in those places?
Yeah, it was there's a strange you go like on the upstairs in the actual manor itself. It's actually like you can feel something there, but it's almost quite welcoming. It's like quite a welcoming presence. But then when you go in the basement, things do get a bit weird.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, isn't it? It's one of those people. Like, I don't believe in ghosts or nothing, but I went downstairs and I was just in the room, like sorting out some of the bits for this scene, and then I realised it was really quiet, and I was like, "Hey guys, anyone down here with me?" And there's just nothing, and I realised the guys had gone upstairs, and between where I go upstairs, I've got to go through 3 corridors that are just pitch black, and I was just like, even someone who doesn't believe in ghosts just doesn't want to be down there for that long. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, just in case. No one wants to be the guy that's wrong. It's like, yeah, I don't believe in ghosts and spirits, but and demons. But I mean, let's just not take the chance. Let's just get out of here.
The first one.
And get out of here fucking quickly as well. There was an eeriness down there. There was a lady that used to own the house, who was like an alcoholic, and she used to drink, was it gin?
Gin, yeah. So
she used to just like neck these bottles of gin, and then she used to dump them in these corridors under the house. It's like something from H.P. Lovecraft, the mansion with the thing underneath, the previous tenants, something being weird with them. But the fact that this woman lived there on her own, drunk all the gins, went downstairs with the bottles and put them in like crates, and then took them downstairs and just left them in these abandoned tunnels. So there's just these like hundreds of jars of like gin, like or empty gin bottles down there. Just really peculiar.
It looks like it's a set. Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you in the country, you've seen all there's too many bins for that. you got to walk half a mile out of the driveway.
Yeah.
That sounds
so you end up with a basement full of empty booze bottles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no glass recycling up there. So it was either throw it on your doorstep or throw it down the cellar that you don't go into because it's got demons and goblins down there. I know which one I'd do. Just straight down the stairs.
Demon
you get your Ouija board
metal
out.
bands making videos.
Yeah, exactly.
It's stereotypical kind of going to places that people say are haunted. Blood and Bone. We filmed that with a guy called Adam, and he is his company name Video Inc. was the company, wasn't it?
Adam Barker, isn't it? Yeah.
Adam Barker. Yeah. So we did the video for a Blood and Bone there, and that was that's Newsham Hospital. That's an abandoned asylum. We actually had to wrap the video up because bloody like Derek Atkora turned up with Most Haunted, didn't he? was like, oh yeah, we're in
yeah,
it. We had to leave.
Yeah,
It's like,
but we've got another hour in here, really.
Yeah, it was actually like that. We go, we paid till 10. No, Derek Agora's in at 9. So, oh, fuck. But
he could sense ghosts, but he couldn't sense we were already here.
Yeah.
Really
got no sense of time, those ghosts.
Yeah. It was just like I remember going on that ghost tour with that guy, and there was this really like tight spiral staircase that just went all the way to the top of the building. It was eerie, and it was all metal and like falling apart. And it kind of reminded me. I don't know if you guys play video games at all, but you ever play Outlast?
No, I'm not playing on.
Oh, okay. It's a game set in the asylum. I guess it's kind of irrelevant. You haven't played it, but it looked exactly like that. But this guy was telling us the ghost stories of the building. He says, 10 people have died, walking on these, like coming down this staircase. And everyone was like, oh, that's creepy. And I was just like, it's probably the most dangerous staircase I've ever walked down in my life. What's surprising about this staircase is that more people haven't died on it. That's the thing that's scary. Is that only 10 people have died here. That is the scary thing. It was literally just like holding on for dear life as you go. It was essentially a slide, a rusty slide.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
One of the stories, a nurse was pushed down the stairs by a spirit. But it's like, if you whacked me in stilettos and told me to climb down, you get the same result.
That's when that hospital was open, that was the attire for nurses. They had to wear high heels on laminate floors and rusty staircases. It's like, no, and then she falls down. They're like, must have been a ghost. Yeah. I can't imagine what else it could have been.
Don't want no safety at work claims. It was a ghost, all right.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was. Yeah, that place was freaky as well. It didn't give off that like much of a kind of scary vibe, but you go around the place and there was lots of stuff set up where people had gone into different rooms to do seances and stuff, and just left the things. You'd go into kind of like deserted rooms that had all the I don't know, I guess where they were doing like Ouija boards and stuff with the circles of chairs and tables and shit like that. They either left earlier in the day or they've all been abducted by something in there, but I guess we'll never know.
Guess we'll never know.
We'll never know. Incredible. So, guys, as we start wrapping up, if people are listening to this and they want to go check out She Must Burn, are there any particular songs you might encourage them to check out? Any that stand out to you for whatever reason?
James?
You go. I'm actually pondering that one.
Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, for me, I think that listening to like the intro track and the Rats in the Walls, going from like, I think the intro paints a nice picture before going into like kind of what the band's. I think that Rats in the Walls actually encapsulates what we're about as a band like pretty well. But other than that, I guess there was something in there for everybody. Like that's kind of what we were trying to do anyway. And I would say that Misery Eternal is definitely something that I would recommend to people. Umbra Mortis as well, or the Rats in the Walls. Those are the 3 songs that I would probably recommend.
Yeah, it's the same with me with those ones. The way that 9 goes into Rats in the Walls is incredible. I just love the way that this album comes in. It takes you on a journey. I love the groove in the verses. And yeah, Misery Eternal, another favourite. Oops, sorry, that's my phone telling me it's running out of battery. So we're just in time. Incantation as well. I love the way that comes in with it. It's just got a groove to it. Makes you want to sway or nod. And then when the verse comes in, it's just absolute carnage. It's just fantastic. But it's hard to pick a favorite because, like I say, we wanted to write an album, like a proper album, not just like, and then have some bits and pieces, and it takes you on a full journey. And that's what I like the most about it. Yeah, really happy with it.
Incredible. before I just pass on to see if my lovely co-host has any other questions, is there a tour planned? Anything else coming up? I don't want to say what's next for you guys. You've literally just released an album. So is there a tour? Is there a tour planned?
So we have the show in November, 18th of November, which is our it's our headline show, but we're using it as like an album release celebration show, and it's going to be the first time that we play anything from the album other than A Blood and Bone live. So the first time we played like Misery Eternal live, Incantation, all those songs other than A Blood and Bone. So I if anyone's in the London area, I definitely recommend coming down. It's going to be bloody awesome. But James, I'll let you finish what you were going to say. Sorry, mate.
Oh yeah, no, I was just going to say, this year that's the show, London album release show, 18th of November. It's the O2 Academy, Islington 2, and be the first to see these live.
Amazing.
Yeah. As for tours and stuff, there's nothing we can say at the moment. It's more kind of what ifs and stuff for next year, and looking at like what options we have and places we can go. But there's all kind of places that have been brought up from parts of Europe like Norway and Germany and the States again. So we have the potential to get around quite a bit next year for sure.
Well, if you ever come in the Birmingham area, I shall be there.
Of course,
Fantastic.
yeah, UK too. I said that as if UK, of course, is like for us, it's just something that it goes without saying. Like UK is definitely on the agenda, and we'll probably be in places around the UK next year before we're anywhere else. Sorry. So if you're a fan in the UK, then you definitely see us soon for sure.
Incredible. Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guests?
I do have one final question for both of you. Is that when obviously you were younglings growing up, loving guitar and Guns N' Roses and Fleetwood Mac, etc., did you ever think that when She Must Burn was born, that this is where you guys would be today?
I would say no. The realist in me would say no. But the dreamer in me, like me and James said a few times, we're not gonna rest until we played Download, till we toured the States, and we've done both of those now. So we're just expanding our goals and the things that we want to do. We want to play Download again, and we want to go to the States again, and we want to tour Europe, and we want to be at least one band up on the bill next time as well, instead of being the opener in the States and stuff like that. So I mean. Like I say, the realist in me is like, I am surprised, and when it's something, when you write music and everything's just so crazy all the time. I've said this before. You don't really you don't stop to kind of. You're always looking at how to do the next thing. You don't stop to just acknowledge where you are, and I've been doing a lot of that recently. Of just kind of going, wow, I'm taking a step back and actually looking at everything for what it is, and it does surprise me. But as a band, we're incredibly ambitious, and we're just not gonna. We're just so determined that we're just going to do the next thing and the next thing and just never stop, I guess. But it's crazy when I take a step back for sure.
James.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I were to say like, I expected all this, then it'd probably make me an arsehole. So, so I'm going to say, I never thought. Oh yeah. But no, pretty much what Frank said. Yeah.
Amazing. You're saying Download. I think you guys would go over so well at Bloodstock. I think.
Yeah. I think that's we'll look into that for next year. Definitely.
Definitely.
That's a fantastic festival. Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's surprising that we haven't played it before already, but but I think that this year for festivals and stuff is on the up. We're working with Echelon at the moment, booking agent, and they're really great, and they're putting us forward for everything. So if we're not on a bunch of festivals this summer coming, I just find it hard to believe that we wouldn't be, like, after how the album's gone down and the connections we've made, and I think we're in good stead to be able to. I think.
Fingers crossed, boys. Sure. Fingers crossed. Before we let you go, any plugs, social medias, anything you want people to go check out?
Check out our Facebook. Just type in She Must Burn into Facebook. You'll find us on there. And at She Must Burn Official on Instagram. We're trying to get in the swing of doing TikTok, but posting 30 times a day is just really difficult. But yeah, and obviously, of course, check us out on Spotify as well. And just come and say hi. We like talking to everybody on our socials, as you'll see if you scroll through the stuff. And we hope that we'll be with everybody soon in their hometowns, wherever you are in the world, for sure.
Wonderful. We can't wait.
Yeah. Check out Umbra Mortis and enjoy.
Yeah.
Oh, and we'll see you in London if you're in the UK. Come down in November.
Definitely.
Boys, this has been wonderful. Absolutely
wonderful. It's been a blast.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to chat to us.
Yeah, we've really enjoyed ourselves.
Boys, pleasure. Thank you so much. All the best with your future endeavours. I'm sure our paths will cross again in the future. Hopefully the album hits the 1 million. And we'll speak soon.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a pleasure, guys. Really enjoyed chatting. And pleasure to like the album. Yeah, hopefully see you soon. Definitely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, guys.
Have a good one.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
Take care.
See
you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I say it every week and I'll say it this week. What a glorious conversation.
Yeah, it just, we loved it. We just love it. Like, we have so much fun each and every week. It's absolutely incredible. James, Frankie, thank you so much again. Everyone, go and check out She Must Burn right now. It was great. Jasmine, again, thank you so much. Noise Cartel, huge. Go and check those guys out as well. They are phenomenal with all their PR and publicising or whatever else. And we hope that you guys, all right, especially you guys, enjoy listening to it as much as we did recording it.
Mr. Stevens.
What's going on?
It's only audience participation time, baby.
Let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's Participation Challenge. It's Halloween time, so you know what that means. We gave you a treat with the interview, so now it's time for a trick. As we ask you, we've all played pranks on our friends and loved ones, whether they be big or whether they be small. This week I ask you, what is your favourite prank you've ever pulled on someone? What say you, Mr. Stevens?
I don't actually think I've ever done it. If, as far as I can remember, nothing's come to mind. Nothing springs to mind. Even when I was thinking about it, I was like, I genuinely can't think of a time ever where I've ever done anything like that.
No, other than the stupid little ones, like when you're doing April Fools, I don't think I've ever done anything of note. The only thing I remembered was once when my stepdad pissed me off and I put salt in his tea instead of sugar, but other than that.
Yeah, see, I've never done anything like that either.
But yeah, that's what gets for annoying me.
There we are.
Yeah, there we are. See, we're good, two wholesome fellows who don't feel the need to play pranks on people. Aren't we lovely, abiding citizens? I don't know. Anyway, should we get some answers? So you may be sweet and innocent, Mr. Stevens, but you know who isn't? Your other half, Keris Mansfield. She says, me and my friends once gave a McDonald's gherkin to my other friend and pretended it was from one of our burgers when really we got it from the table that was there before. That is disgusting.
Mind you, if there's a free gherkin going, I mean, I'm all over it.
I'll have a whole table for gherkins.
Free food, and it's a gherkin. Can't go wrong with that.
They're the only gherkins I really like in McDonald's ones. I don't know why. They taste different to the gherkins to me. I don't know.
Domino's gherkins. Oh, my God. Unreal.
I've never tried a Domino's gherkin. Colour me intrigued. Gemma Williams says, not one I did myself, but when I was a teenager, my friend's sister was vegetarian. Her parents ordered a Chinese and they told her the chicken chow mein was vegetarian chow mein. She scoffed it down and enjoyed the whole mouthful. That's just a dick move.
I didn't find that funny.
No,
you need to be a bit more respectful of people's choices more than anything else. It's not really.
That's a dick move. That is. That's not fun. I don't like that one. Utter bastards, Gemma. You tell them from us. Utter bastards. Ryan Williams. This is fucking brilliant. I haven't heard from him in a little while. Says, for my senior prank when I was graduating high school, I had intended to turn the school pool into Jell-O. However, after I dumped over $100 of lemon Jell-O in and mixed it, I forgot that I live in sunny California and it never got cold to set. So instead of a yellow jello mold, I got a greenish pool that no one noticed until someone from the swim team dived in and quickly came out covered in green residue.
I guess it kind of worked in a way.
Yeah, to prank on that dude. I forgot that's a thing in America. Like the last day, like we have to pull loads of pranks. Kind of glad that isn't a thing over here, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't get it either. It's like a tradition over there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're leaving, you better punch someone in the face.
Punch someone in the face.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, do you know what I mean? I mean, it's one of those things that the extent of my pranking would probably be like, when Hulk smacks Thor on the first Avengers film, probably like that.
Just giving someone a quick whack.
How we laugh.
How we laugh. Jade Harris. I think me and her are cut from the same cloth. She says, my stepdad really pissed me off when I was younger and then demanded I make him a cup of tea. So I filled his cup halfway up with salt first and then added the tea. I was grounded for a month. See, I just put 2 teaspoons in, half a mug. That's pure evil.
It's
It's causing someone heart failure.
I can't imagine that fucking tastes very nice. It is, yeah. Or diabetes.
Yeah, cool.
Salt's not diabetes. Sugar's diabetes, isn't it?
Yeah, salt, sugar, diabetes.
What does salt cause?
Everything to go dry.
It's probably like he'd eaten one of them sachets that you get with a microwave.
Don't put one of them in anyone's tea, people. Mally Malpass, this really made me laugh. So when my old band were recording in Nottingham in the early 2000s, we were staying at the studio. So we decided to prank our guitar player by messing up his bed a bit and leaving an open porn mag and a tissue covered in hand soap on the bed for him to discover. Later in the evening, he stormed up in the studio, absolutely raging, shouting, "Someone's had a wank on my bed!" Innocent, sweet, fun pranks. We applaud that one, Mally. That's a good one.
Then again, if he'd actually had a sniff and realised that it's like lavender and pomegranate, then he would have realised that's not cum.
But then again, do you really want to sniff what you think might be your mate's jizz?
But yeah, cum is quite potent, so I felt that you might have, But then again, I suppose if you see it, you're not going to be there and going, "I better smell the room before I have an absolutely, go absolutely livid." So yeah, I can imagine went, "What the fuck?" And then
probably didn't even get that close. That'd be brilliant though if he walked in and went, "I know what you tried to do, but it smells of lavender, not jizz. I'm not explaining why I sniffed it, but I did."
It's imperial leather. What are you on about?
Fucking hell, that's a blast from the past. Rach Stamp. Me and an old workmate used to do daft things to each other all the time. I took his team couple home and put it in jelly and then placed it on his desk for him when he got in. Isn't that in the office? Don't they have a stapler? I feel like I've seen something like before. Anyway. And another time, an order came through on the fax machine from one of his customers. While he was on dinner, so I copied it. I Tipp-X'd out all the quantities and prices and wrote zeros over it. Copied it again, and so it looked like a proper fax and put it on his desk. I waited until he was on the phone to the customer, who I knew, and they had a good sense of humour, so I knew they'd see the funny side of it. Asking about it before slipping him into the original back in front of him, he burst out laughing and told the guy he'd just been had. Getting a customer in on a prank. That's elite levels. I like that.
That was amazing. Yeah, I found that really funny. It's that comment that she put was written so northern as well. I love it.
To be fair, I did change tea mug from brew cup.
Yeah.
Brew cup.
Really fantastic.
2 more. Dean Salmon. I made chocolate cornflake cakes with salt and chili powder in and put them on sale in the school bake sale when I was 13.
Such a Dean thing to do, I love it. It's so great.
Bravo, sir. Bravo. That is gold. And last but not least, this had me roaring. This is brilliant. Zara Lavender. Someone I know told me their phone had died and could I ring their mate's landline and ask for Liz? I did and was met with, "Madam, this is the Buckingham Palace switchboard." Absolutely brilliant. God, we would fall for anything when we were kids. It's absolutely brilliant.
I feel like I used to ring. There used to be a switchboard that I used to ring all the time when I was a kid, in like phone booths and mess around that way. I feel like I did that when I was a kid. That randomly just came to mind. Then it was odd. I don't remember what the hell happened. It's phone booths Remember folk booths were a thing?
Yeah,
Used to
yeah.
be everywhere. Yeah.
I just remember one that got pulled on me. Bastards. I'm not happy with this one. I remember year 9, there was this girl I liked. My mate was like, because she knew my mate, and she was like, she likes you, you know. Give her a call. Here's a number. So I gave her a call, and I was like, yeah, Rob said that you liked me. She was like, who are you? I was like,
that is
heartbreak. The heartbreak. You bastard, Rob. You know who you are. Not that I even have any contact you in about 20 years, but still, you bastard.
It doesn't deserve it.
No.
But if you enjoy Jamie's participation challenge, and thank you for all your answers as always, Callum's Treachings, Tom's Journal, the interview, and all the absolute fucking wanky bollocks we talk at the beginning of each episode. But you enjoyed the other 61 editions of the Chronicles of Podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, Spotify, Google, Apple, etc., etc. You can also come and find us, mainly where I like you to find us, on YouTube, at the Chronicles of Podcast. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to get notified and whenever a new video is released, and make sure you comment. That would be graciously appreciated, actually, if you wouldn't mind just doing that right now while we're sat here. That'd be wonderful, please. Thank you. I'd really appreciate it. Don't make me get Sex Panther out. You can also find our hashtag WBW way back Wednesdays that are available on there as well. They're all previous interviews from our old channel. Well, let's continue, shall we? You can also find us on Facebook at the Chronicles of Podcast. Please hit that subscribe button, that like button, that share button, whatever you want to hit on there, and make sure everyone fucking knows about it. But make sure you keep liking our social medias and share it all over the fucking place. Jamie, where else could you find us?
Sitting in the corner of the room with our headphones on, listening to the latest She Must Burn album.
Well, you can. Or you can find us on the Twitter
then.
At TCO Pod. Jamie, other than listen to the new She Must Burn album and find us on Twitter, where else could you find us?
Picking up a piece of tissue going, come, Imperial Leather, I'm not sure.
Doing that also, and find us on the Instagram
there.
At TCO Pod. You can also find us on TikTok at TCO Pod, as Jamie is currently smashing out some content on there at the moment. So you can go and watch Sexy Elevators. Watch Sexy Elevators and Shag Bands. You can enjoy those videos, but nothing will beat your celebratory Chesney Hawks video. That's one of my favourite videos I've ever seen in my life. You could, and if you don't want to come to social media and you're like, I'm not down with the kids, I can't be doing with that, you can also come to our beautifully brand spankingly sexy and wonderfully, incredibly, gorgeously, wonderful, delicious website at www.thechroniclesofpodcast.com. You can find all about us on there, all of our shows and episodes are on there, all of our affiliations and sponsors are on there. We just really appreciate if you came down. It'd be quite nice to get some traffic in, if you know what I mean. So maybe donate to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation while you're at it. The Chronicles of Podcast. Downloaders, reviewers, sharers, raters, tell all of your friends about us. Jamie's doing those waves like, nobody's business.
Mine.
Allow us into your ears. But most importantly, plug in, baby. I can't sing that high. No one wants to ever hear me sing that high, ever.
I know,
it crucifies my enemies. So yeah, just don't listen to Muse. No one, they're one of those bands that have just gone on for too long, like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Stop. You hit your peak. Stop. So I mean, no one need. You don't need more money. Like, just stop playing now. Just play just go and tour what you've got. So I'm just not a fan of, Arctic Monkeys album. Not that I've listened to it, not that I ever will. But just get to that point where you're like, yeah, nah. Just my opinion. I've gone on too long there. I'm going to stop.
Before we get out of here, shall we say thank you to a few of our friends, sir?
Yeah.
Let's say thank you to the man that provides all of our music. Every single little jingle and theme you hear on this is brought to you by one man. That man is Mr. Singer-Songwriter, Mr. Matt Roberts. The man is wonderful. As I said, all the music you hear, go check him out on Spotify, at Matt Roberts Music on all of the socials, and keep your eyes peeled for 11th of the 11th, 22. Comes Perfectly Blue. As announced on social media, his brand new single coming out 11th of November, and we cannot wait to hear it. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to Stay Cozy Clothing. Head on over to www.staycozyclothing.com or download the smartphone app. Add one of everything you like the look of to your basket. There are some incredible apparel on there, whether it be hoodies, jumpers, t-shirts, hats, sweaters. Oh my God, there's so much. The man does everything, including jogging bottoms that look very, very cozy. I kind of want me a pair of those. But most importantly, you can find the Sophie Lancaster collaborative t-shirt. It is absolutely stunning. And 50% of the profits of that go directly to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. When you've added everything you like to your basket, enter that discount code, The Chronicles, and get yourself 10% off your order. Our gift from us to you. And last but not least, as just previously mentioned, the Sophie Lancaster Foundation stamping out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. And I mean everywhere. This is not just a UK issue. This is a global issue. People being treated differently just because they're different than the society norms. It's an absolute load of rubbish. Everyone is entitled to be themselves. So let's help these guys make sure it's changed the laws. The alternative subculture needs to be part of the strands of hate crime. So let's help them do that. Head on over to sophielancasterfoundation.com, click on the hate crime tab, and there's a lovely questionnaire there to fill in for whenever you've been treated differently, just because you dress differently, listen to different music. And to do that for me, share it with your friends, get them to fill it out, because they might not listen to the show. They might not be aware of it. I mean, tell them to listen to the show while you're there, of course. But get them to fill in that questionnaire, because all the info we can get, the more the better. Send off to the government and get that changed. And also, if you're at Whitby Goth Festival this previous weekend, I hope you went and said hello to the guys at the stall. I would love it if we could be there next year and give them a hand. And last but not least, thank you to this handsome bugger over here. Look at that face. Oh.
Hiya. Thanks to you too, Jamie. Appreciate you every single week, of course. And another great episode, although we split it in 3, but still, we got there. So
power of editing.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? So you might find people, if you watch this on YouTube, that it jumped quite a bit. It's just because we've had a bit of a tight schedule this week, so we've made it work. It's the main thing. So we apologise if it's all a bit over the place with Callum's Treachings. Sorry.
I didn't see that coming. That was brilliant.
Jamie, another glorious episode.
Superb episode. I'm still trying to recover from early on in the show. I almost died several times.
It's been probably one of my favourites, and we hope that you all enjoy listening at home as well and watching along. So thank you so much if you check us out. We really do appreciate every last one of you that come and check us out on a weekly basis. But Jamie, I think you'll find that as for this week, we'll see them all next week.
Goodbye, everybody.